Welcome back. In a good sign for all, President Trump completed his 6-month physical at Walter Reed National Military Hospital.
The president posting on Truth Social and saying, quote, everything checked out perfectly. And this is extremely good news as Donald Trump is the oldest person ever inaugurated as U.S. president. He is set to turn 80 years old next month, June 14th. And all is well, John. He is perfectly healthy. And I would say he fares a lot better than us millennials these days. We can barely keep up with him. He's doing great.
Well, the good book, known as the Bible, says that if you can live to be 80 years old, 4 scores, that is truly a blessing.
It is.
And it truly is a blessing for him personally, as well as being the president, commander-in-chief of these United States. And let's not forget, he's been an advocate for health care as well as Trump RX, bringing down the cost of pharmaceutical drugs that people who are ailing desperately need, but can't afford the life-saving medicine. So he's doing a lot for America in so many different ways.
Yeah, and also preventative medicine. That's a huge part of the MAHA movement, trying to stave off disease through eating better, exercising. President Trump, not necessarily the best example of that. He likes his Cokes. He doesn't really exercise, but still doing pretty well despite all of it.
But he's built differently.
He is.
People who are built, I mean, back then, they actually ate quality food, right? He may not eat so much quality food now, every once in a while. But, you know, the thing is, through the MAHA movement, as you mentioned, getting these harmful chemicals, dyes, and other things out of the food will actually not only make America healthy again, but also reduce the cost of high health care.
It takes time to ask questions and understand. Focus Today does just that. We give you an hour so you can understand better. Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
And good morning to you. Happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the day after the second Monday.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, there we go. Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove, where everything that happens here can be taken to the court to be debated.
We're the opposite of Las Vegas. What happened here doesn't stay here.
Doesn't stay here.
Yeah.
It's broadcast all over the place.
That's right.
It's heavily debated.
Sometimes we wish it would stay here, but you know, that's a different story.
Anyway, Jerry's here. That's all that counts.
Good morning.
To you. Happy Wednesday. You doing all right?
Yeah. Yep.
Enjoying this rain?
Oh boy, am I. How about you?
Oh, God, this is an answer to prayer.
It is.
We needed this, and we need more of it.
Yep.
But it is helping calm the fire problems down.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the runoff's been pretty good. I mean, if you look at some of these creeks that raining really hard right now.
Right now, yeah.
We have an irrigation ditch, and I can in front down by our place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I go by there, and all of a sudden the water was really running yesterday, and I know they're not letting out anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right.
You know, so
right.
Good thing all the way around. So thank you, Lord, for the rain.
There it is.
There it is.
Amen. I love it. Yeah. It's a tough day to wear flip-flops because it is National Flip-Flop Day. You know, it's one of your favorite modes of footwear. I know.
There's a few things in life. This is one of them.
You don't want that thing between your toes, do you?
No. They are the most dangerous shoe on earth.
And still one of the oldest means of footwear ever.
Yeah,
I mean, that goes all the thousands of years.
Fashionable.
Yeah, now they're fashionable.
They come with diamonds on them.
But yeah, that is true. But are they legal to drive with?
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
They shouldn't be.
But let's move on. It's National Senior Health and Fitness Day. On the last Wednesday of May each year, approximately 100,000 senior adults will participate in activities across the U.S. for National Senior Health and Fitness Day. I never saw the ad for this. It says, hey, come and join in with 100,000 senior adults. But I have a feeling that there are way more than that every single day who are really tending to their state of physical well-being.
Well, you know, it's what you it's what you value.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, as I often say, keep moving.
That's right.
Keep moving.
Use it or lose it, baby. That's the way it works.
Get out of bed. People
Yep.
die in there.
Yeah, people die there. Yeah, enjoy a grape. It's National Grape Day, and of course, there's a very healthy, snack for us. And there are many different types of table grapes and different varieties, and most of them are now seedless. That was a great innovation, and
how do they breed a grape?
I don't know. Same thing as watermelons. How do they get rid of the seeds? And then how do they propagate it? You got to have seeds to grow new ones, right? I don't know. I'm not into that part of it, but I love grapes. They're really good for you, and they're probably a little better than grape popsicles, but it's also National Grape Popsicle Day. So red grapes, purple grapes, what do you prefer?
Well, let's see. I like them all. Big, juicy purple ones are good.
And why is it that if grapes are green and purple, why are grape popsicles only purple?
Well,
that is the big question of the day.
I have no idea.
I'm moving on.
Okay.
Tape it all up. The last thing I got, it's a National Cellophane Tape Day, a.k.a. also known as Scotch Tape. And did you know the brand Scotch Tape actually came from a racist slur? In the 1920s, 3M engineer. Yeah, no, this is good. It's okay. It's white people. We can joke about race.
Fun of ourselves?
We can make fun of ourselves. Okay. That's right. Richard Drew from 3M created masking tape to help automotive painters achieve a clean two-tone finish. Mm-hmm. The tape's adhesive was applied only along the edges, not the whole width. So a frustrated painter told Drew, "Take this tape back to those Scotch bosses of yours and tell them to put more adhesive on it," using the term Scotch as slang for stingy. The company embraced the name and it stuck. Yes. So in 1932, 3M developed a transparent moisture-proof tape to seal cellophane-wrapped food. This was the first Scotch magic tape, later refined in 1961 to prevent yellowing and ooze. But Scotch tape also became a symbol of repair consumerism in the 1930s, representing thrift and DIY fixes. So from a racist insult to a global brand, Scotch tape's journey is as sticky as its adhesive.
Yeah, it's is it kind of like Scotch tape is kind of like Xerox, and I mean it's
kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's it's basically cellophane tape, and of course now they've made it invisible. We saw that commercial where Scotch tape becomes invisible, but anyway, whatever you're taping up today, do it with a popsicle or some grapes or whatever. Enjoy. It's Wednesday.
Do you ever have your mouth taped shut?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have. Why did you want to bring that up? Duct tape, by the way.
Oh, duct tape. Duct tape.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, anyway, Scotch Tape Day. All right. Well, let's see. How can I transition here?
I don't know. Yep.
You have any Scottish in you?
No, none. I'm just Norwegian. I got nothing else interfering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's Norwegian.
Maybe.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Across northern Oregon and southern Washington, mostly sunny skies with high temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. For Vancouver, Portland, and Wilsonville, patchy fog in McMinnville, then mostly sunny and 79. Continuing down the Willamette Valley with patchy fog in some spots, then mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 70s from Salem through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows mostly in the low 50s. Partly sunny with a chance of showers and breezy across central Oregon with highs in the low to mid 70s for Prineville and Bend and 69 in Sun River. Mostly sunny in Boise, Idaho, then a chance of showers in low 80s. Mostly cloudy and breezy along the Oregon coast with highs in the low 60s for Coos Bay and mid to upper 50s around Port Orford and Brookings. A slight chance of rain and breezy in Crescent City, then partly sunny and 57. In southern Oregon, showers for the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin with highs in the low 70s in Grants Pass and Medford and near 65 in Ashland and Klamath Falls. Into Northern California, showers in mid-60s in Wairika. A chance of rain in Redding and Chico with high temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Over in Fort Bragg, mostly sunny, breezy, and near 57. In the Bay Area, patchy fog for Santa Rosa and Napa, then mostly sunny in mid-70s. Mostly sunny in San Francisco with a high near 66. And mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers in near 73 in San Jose. For Central California, mostly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Sacramento and Stockton. Partly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Fresno and Visalia, down to Bakersfield with lows in the mid-50s. A look at your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
There's a live shot from the top of Mount Bachelor this
I'm
morning.
telling you, that is very skiable. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we're just we did this to create a little misery for you.
I'll tell you. Well, you've succeeded. Thank you very much. Very much. Look
I'm
at
starting to panic a little bit.
Oh my
That's
goodness!
a beautiful shot because it shows the clouds down on the valley, and this is one of our premier ski resorts.
Oh my! Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. It is wonderful.
Still some snow up there. Well, God bless.
Yeah, and I got to say this about, we love our hometown resort of Mount Ashland, but one of the unique aspects of skiing Mount Bachelor, it is one of the few true volcano skiing experiences you can ever have where you get to the top and it's 360 degrees all the way around that mountain. You can ski down from the tip. It's amazing.
Well, they're coming into view now is one of the chairlifts.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful shot. Look at that, looking directly east now to the sun.
Yeah. Look at the clouds moving over there. Oh, man.
That's why we live in Oregon.
Yeah, welcome to Oregon.
Yeah, welcome to Oregon.
All right. Well, we know that there are a lot of people who know about Jesus, certainly more than who know him. And I have heard it said that, it comes a time in your life where you got to quit talking about Jesus and you got to start talking to him.
Oh.
And with that in mind, Pastor Jack Graham encourages us with the knowledge that Jesus wants to have a personal relationship with you.
Our Savior, our God, is not a distant deity way out there somewhere. The God who made us, who created us, is willing to step into our lives, willing to live in us. And a good friend is someone you like to be around. A good friend is someone you enjoy their company, right? Too many people see Jesus as some kind of austere, pious recluse, a religious person, and that you really couldn't get that close to him. That's the opposite of Jesus. Little children enjoyed the presence of Jesus. Sinners, partygoers, liked Jesus and invited him to their home. Though he celebrated life with them, he never sinned with them, and yet even the enemies of Jesus called him the friend of sinners. It wasn't a compliment, but aren't you glad that Jesus is the friend of sinners? Because that would include you and me and all of us, for all of us have sinned and come short of the glory of God.
This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you see Jesus as a friend? Now, it's a little bit of a rhetorical question. Do you see him as a killjoy? Do you still see him as somebody that constantly putting guilt on you?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. If you do any kind of counseling, you go through these layers of emotions that people fight. And, it's easy to condemn those emotions, but they're real. And they need time for somebody to go through each one. It requires something that few people have these days.
And that is?
Patience.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have any patience anymore.
We don't, and there's no place you can go buy any.
There isn't?
Put it on the card or anything. There's no, patience are us.
Patience are us. That's what you just gave me. And my entrepreneur mind's going there.
Yeah.
I think we ought to.
Yeah, I'm going to get this right. PatienceReus.com.
No, I think we ought to have a patience website where you can just order it online.
There you go. Give me a dose.
Okay?
Yes.
And then we'll send them the devotional.
Yeah, give me 45 milligrams of patience, please.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
All right.
Good stuff all the way around. All right. Good morning to you. 12 minutes past the hour. Some of the top stories. Well, yesterday was a primary day across the country, and there was quite a few primaries. But the biggest shakeup of all was that Ken Paxton ousted John Cornyn, who has been a U.S. Senator from the state of Texas for quite a few years, or quite a few terms. And the president got involved in this race and endorsed Ken Paxton, the Attorney General of Texas. And I mean, it wasn't even close.
Not even close.
62.5% to 37.5%. The race was called in less than a minute when the polls were closed.
No kidding.
That's how dramatic this thing is.
Oh, my goodness.
And so here's a little bit of Ken Paxton's acceptance speech.
Tonight, we just sent a Texas-sized message to Washington. I said it in March, and I'll say it again now. Today, change was on the ballot, and change won. Let me be clear, this is not just my win, this is your win. We just proved that this Senate seat doesn't belong to Washington. It belongs to you, the hardworking men and women of this state. We went up against $150 million in all the attacks in the world, and you know what happened? The voters declared loud and clear a simple truth that we know in our hearts and in our souls: Texas is not for sale. Now I want to take a minute to say something about Senator Cornyn. I want to thank Senator Cornyn for his service to this state. John has dedicated much of his life to serving Texas. He's worked diligently for years to help Texas. And for that spirit of service to the Lone Star State and our nation, I'm very grateful. Thank you, John.
Well, look, that was the right thing to do, the right thing to say. I don't know much about him, but he seems to be a class act. I understand he is a person of faith. And I think where John Cornyn got himself into trouble was he fought the president on border control.
Yep.
And you don't do that
And
in
the
a border
SAVE
state.
Act.
Huh?
And the SAVE Act.
And the SAVE Act.
Yep.
Those two things pretty much cost him the seat after all these years. And it just shows you, and I think one line there is classic. It's a classic line, and that is, the Senate doesn't own the seat, Texas does.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you put that into perspective, you know, that is really cool. I mean, stop and think about it. You don't go to Washington and sell out to Washington. You go to Washington to represent your state.
Absolutely. Now I have a big question for you. Now, I heard it said on the way in this morning on a national news report, Trump's 9 for 9 now in picking a primary candidate and primarying somebody. So has this president taken complete control of this party, the Republican Party?
Well, the answer in the short term is yes, and that's got a lot of people upset. I would say that the rhinos don't like that, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And people who are genuinely conservative but hate Trump don't like that.
Right, right.
So you got those factions working, but at the end of the day, you have no alternative, and you have to work with this.
And also look at, do you remember back in the days of Mitt Romney, John McCain? We had our hands up in the air saying, what is the future of this party? The brand is so diminished and so tarnished. We couldn't see any future in it. And you have to admit, whether you like Donald Trump or not, this guy is a modern phenomenon.
Well, look, you know that the left is just waiting for one of them that he endorses that doesn't get through, so they can pound on him and say that's the end of him. But look, 9 for 9 is no small thing to ignore. And this one here is, you got to remember one thing. The president didn't get involved in this race until like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And the numbers were the other way around.
Right, yes.
3 weeks later, it's a 62 to 37% victory. I mean, it just wasn't even close.
Right.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah. So what do you have any inclination about what's coming for the general? Because we have an extreme left progressive Talrico that Paxton's going to be running against, and he keeps getting called a Democrat rising star.
Well, okay, he probably is for the Democrats because he's educated. By the way, he calls himself
seminary.
He was a
seminary student. Yes,
and he is so far on the left side of the biblical issue.
Oh, he stands on nothing biblical. I mean, he's got no.
No, I don't know what seminary he was going to, unless it was online or something. But I understand it was like a Presbyterian seminary.
Yeah.
But Presbyterians got a lot of division going on these days.
True.
The point is that, look, I would say that this win by the president getting in at the last minute is a huge thing. And I don't know if the RNC is on top of this.
Oh, in what way? How?
Well, the RNC is raising a lot of money.
Okay.
But to your earlier point, what do you do with some of these races where you still have rhinos? You got to remember, 5 Republicans in the Senate opposed the president endorsing him, endorsing Paxton against Cornyn.
Yeah, right.
And then here's the results. 62 to 37.
Whoa.
Now, there's another thing here. Let's not forget who really made this happen. It was the people of Texas.
Good point. Yeah.
That tells me that grassroots messaging is getting through, that the average voter out there is becoming educated and informed, and you can listen to all these other guys, you can listen to us talk about it. Okay? The actual informed voter is doing something about this, and that is really very positive.
Yep, seems to be. Yep.
One other story. Now, the president called everybody. He's called all cabinet members to Camp David yesterday, and then all of a sudden he stopped it because the weather was bad.
Weather's bad, yeah.
And he was going to call him back to the White House, but the weather's bad. So I don't know if they're going to resume this big meeting today, but something's up with Iran where he's calling his entire cabinet together. So we just have to wait and see what that's going to be.
Yeah.
In the meantime, here's another turn. You got to ask yourself, why is this not good? Because it's very good. And that is the Trump administration is moving to require all current federal employees to sign a non-disclosure as part of the broader effort to tighten control on leaks on non-public government information. So if you're going to go to work for the government, you're going to have to sign an NDA, which basically means if you're a jerk, they can fire you.
Right. Yeah.
This should have been in place a long time ago.
I'm shocked that it's not already in place. Yeah.
And we have leaks everywhere.
Everywhere, all the time.
And so I think this, instead of a government job being, your golden parachute.
Yeah.
You got to take it seriously. And if you're out having coffee and you're saying things you shouldn't be saying, yes, you should be walked in and get fired for it. The government needs to employ I would say an HR policy that non-excuse dismissal. Yeah, and they never did. I mean, there are a lot of leaks. They never find anything out. And I think about one of the high-profile ones coming out of the Supreme Court, before R. V. Wade was, disclosed. And they never got to the bottom of it. And it was a very limited number of people that had access. This is why you distrust everything. Yeah. The Supreme Court is made up of about 45 people inside that building. And a leak comes out. Right. You have a marshal in that building. You have a federal marshal in that building. Yeah. And they can't find out how this leak came out? Yep. Okay, now here's the other thing. I think they know how the leak came out. Oh. And the corruption is still there to cover it up. Yeah. So how secure is this? I mean, you can't convince me they don't know where the leak came from. Right. You can't convince me of that. Yeah, I mean, I've been accused of being stupid, but do I really look that stupid? Maybe I am that stupid, but I mean, come on. Did they ever find out where the cocaine came from? In the White House. In the White House, yeah. I mean, it's just bizarre, the stuff that's been going on. Yeah. So it's just anyway. Hey, it's Wednesday. What do we have today? We have grapes and popsicles. Cool it off, baby. Yeah, grapes. Yeah. You had to put a grape on the end of the spoon and go like that in the cafeteria. I did it with peas all the time. But grapes were better. You put it on a spoon, you go bam. Yeah. We'll be right back. Name
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegateRV.com.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right.
Good morning, 24 minutes past the hour. A little some backyard news in the sense that on the West Coast, I guess quite the explosion at a paper mill up in Washington State, and 9 people still unaccounted for. One has been killed and still under investigation. They don't know what happened, but it was so bad they couldn't get in there and do anything about it. But apparently, people, at least 9, are still unaccounted for, as this chemical tank imploded at the Southwest Washington paper mill yesterday afternoon, killing 1 person and injuring 9 others, and yet 9 are missing.
Yeah.
It employs about 100 people, but this was quite the explosion and still under investigation, but that's up there in Washington State.
Yeah, it's a corrosive material they refer to as white liquor, and it's used in the processing of this pulp that they turn into cartons for, like, milk cartons and stuff like that. That's what they do up there. But yeah, 9 are still unaccounted for.
So I don't know how they how was the tank pressurized?
I don't know. It seems to be. Yeah. I don't know.
But it blew. So.
Yep.
All right, in our own backyard, Asante Health Centers and health systems here continues to really struggle, as the CEO there said that he anticipated laying off about 300 workers in the coming months, and that has now started, which is anywhere from 5 to 6% of the healthcare system workforce. Asante says it continues to face significant financial losses driven by a variety of factors, including a reported $12 million loss in March alone.
What?
Yes. So if you know, they closed the Ashland Hospital and turned it into just emergency room.
Yeah.
They're closing the a surgery center across the street from the hospital, which will be at the end of June, but I think they're already winding it down, and then forcing all that activity to come to the main facility so that they can, handle it there. But can you imagine what this is going to do in the workload of the surgery center of the hospital?
No, I can't even imagine.
It's kind of like take a number. We're going to have to evaluate you. Can you wait 2 weeks for your surgery? Can you wait a month or 2 for your surgery?
I know how that all works.
Yeah, you do.
I know how it all works.
You could write that book.
Yes, I'm a big chapter in that book. Yeah, and it's frustrating.
It is.
Yes.
And so, but if you're on a schedule, what is the schedule subject to? It's always subject to cancellation based on what? Emergencies.
Yeah.
There's always an emergency that requires immediate care, and then you get put off again.
That's right.
So when you have this consolidation going on, now look, Asante's got a lot of problems, and yet it's a great organization, but they got a lot of problems. They had a lot of lawsuits. They got the building thing went way over budget.
Oh, yeah.
You can add all this together.
Oh, yeah.
They had nurses go crazy on them.
Yep.
And you put all this together, and to lose $12 million in 1 month,
wow,
that's a bad month.
Wow.
What do you do with that?
Yeah, how do you, yes.
So anyway, I hope that they can get this under control, but the layoffs have started.
Now, we know that procedural costs, healthcare costs in general are very high. Mm-hmm. We pay a lot. Is it that we're not paying enough to cover the costs of the hospital? Why do hospitals lose money? I mean, they're getting reimbursed, but I looked at my bill. They got paid a lot of money for my procedure.
Well, see, follow the money, I guess, but look, I don't know much about hospital management.
I don't either.
But all I know is that it is very layered with a lot of people. And I will say this, Asante never really recovered from COVID.
Oh, really? Oh.
Because they let all the nurses go and brought in these outside nurses and created a real mess for themselves. And they were paying more money for those nurses than the ones that were here. Yeah. And then you did the mask thing, and then you did the vax thing. The whole thing just almost wiped the system out. You know? There's a lot of argument there, pros and cons, and you can get in the middle of that. I don't know where it takes you. But to your point is that if you look at have you ever looked at your insurance recap?
Oh, gosh, yes. Yes, I have.
If you didn't have insurance?
Oh, yeah. Just take everything I have, and I'm still not going to be able to pay for it.
No. You just go out in the field and die.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's just
it's
amazing. So,
well put. Go out in the field and die. Thanks.
I feel sorry. I really do. I hope they can get their act together.
Yeah, me too.
But there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of fingers being pointed here, and you know, and sometimes hospitals can be little Peyton places, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yes, more than little. You know. Yeah, you got that.
Yeah. So if you want to write a book or do a TV series, there's a reason they call it Systemic Turns, or what was it? General Hospital.
General Hospital, and you fill in St. Elsewhere, whatever. There have been so many hospital drama shows for good reason.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. So take a look at the satellite image this morning. We have some system over the top of us, and on and off for another day or two.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Like through Friday. And I'm talking about 90% today, 95% showers tomorrow, and 80% on Friday. Temperatures today in the mid-70s was going back into the 60s tomorrow, upper 60s, and then mid-60s by Friday. So, yeah, you know, we need it. It's all okay.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
The only thing, I feel sorry for the hay farmer that's got his hay down. Laying on the ground. You're going to have to turn it over a couple more times, get some air in it, lay there and dry before you can bale it.
Yep. Otherwise, you're going to get some moldy hay. Ooh, that's no good. All right. Well, so are they going to have a cabinet meeting or not? They're not going to Camp David.
I think they do.
Bad weather. And then in the middle of all this, did we violate the ceasefire or not? You know,
did we violate?
Yeah, they're saying Iran is saying that we violated it yesterday by sinking mine layers. Yeah. So they're out there laying mines. That's not a violation, but we sank a few of them, a couple of them at least.
Look, this thing's going. Look, this you can finger point all day long.
Yeah.
This thing is heading to a blow up.
Well, with the Camp David meeting up in the air now, Heritage Foundation National Security Vice President Victoria Coates reacts to U.S. strikes in Iran, and she did this on Fox Business, Varney and Company.
Well, good morning, Stuart. Good to be with you. I think we can call this a tenuous ceasefire. That yes, indeed, there do seem to be progress in the negotiations between Iran and the United States. The president is making an unscheduled trip up to Camp David. That's unusual. That's probably a decision-making trip, nice quiet place where you can get all your national security experts together and make a decision about whether they're going to accept whatever the Iranians are offering. But the other thing, Stuart, is the Iranians are making some movement in an area where I hope we're putting a ton of pressure on them. After 88 days, they're actually letting up on their internet blackout. So you're going to start to see the Iranian people re-access the internet for the first time in 3 months. That's going to be a genie coming out of the bottle. And I hope, as I said, that's something we insisted on. It's going to be a concession for the regime, and they're going to have a lot of trouble controlling that. over the long term. I do think that we've had tremendous military successes. I think the regime is seriously weakened. And going back to the internet point, Stuart, I mean, this is where they're going to have to try to manage this country after 3 months of shutdown. What happens when they turn on their stock market again? Imagine if we turned off our stock market for 3 months. What would happen when you turned it back on? It would be chaos. And so they're going to have to open the banks. They're going to have to try to figure out what's going on with their currency. Even if the fighting stops and they start exporting oil again, they've got a real tough road ahead of them.
Well, there you go. There was something in there I didn't know. That part of the agreement is you open up the internet for the citizens.
Yeah, me too.
That is absolutely huge.
Yeah, I didn't realize that
is
either.
huge.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on it. I think they're going to go to Camp David. That's where they have free ice cream bars over there. I mean, what else could lure them all in, right?
That's right.
We'll be right back.
Put your gold in an envelope, mail it. Hopefully you get a check. Nah. Father and son jewelry, bring your gold in. We weigh it, we check it, we make you the offer.
Or turn your something old into something new. Whether it's an idea, a picture, or a piece you want to duplicate, we can melt it down and make it for you.
If you find your perfect piece in store, trade your something old for something new, and you always get a little extra.
Visit Father and Son Jewelry, 5 generations of family in Medford.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary, sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site, in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare, where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living. Your home.
The Dove TV, encouraging and informative for the Fresno Visalia area on new full-power KEDZ TV, seen on cable, satellite TV, and over the air. The Dove TV, encouraging and informative for the Fresno Visalia area on new full-power KEDZ TV.
Welcome back. A lot in the news. This thing called the silent revival is real. There are great things happening. You had yesterday the huge baptism in Florida, Australia here, some campuses. And there's a lot of great things happening in Europe right now, in spite of the fact that their economy's upside down, and it looks like Parliament's upside down, and I don't know how long, what's his name, Carney is going to last. But in the meantime, what is happening with their economic situation in Europe? Let's check in with CBN News, and Joshua Swanson talks about that.
A major goal behind forming the European Union more than 30 years ago was to make its people wealthier. As Dale Hurd reports from Frankfurt, Germany, instead, they're falling further behind the U.S.
1 in 5 Germans now face the risk of imminent poverty in what has long been one of the world's wealthiest nations. This video is a tour of Germany's slums. In France, the poverty rate has hit a 30-year high. While every nation has poor people, the standard of living in Europe has been falling behind America's for almost 20 years. Europeans are becoming poorer, and some believe it could someday spark a revolution. The European Union's economy has been stagnant for so long that the poorest state in the U.S., Mississippi, now has a higher GDP than any nation in the EU except Germany. And Mississippi looks to be on track to surpass Germany. Europe has been stifling economic growth with heavy-handed environmental policies, a self-made energy crisis, a crippling tax burden, a bloated welfare state, and regulations that make it hard for businesses to compete globally. In short, while American industry innovates, Europeans regulate.
The EU is like a vacuum cleaner sucking up more and more powers, concentrating more influence and more authority to Brussels. And it cannot stop itself.
Economist Sven Larsson lived in Sweden before moving to the United States.
They have a welfare state that consumes close to half, or in some countries more than half, of the economy. And that means that they essentially take free market economy, run it through government instead, which means that they depress economic activity. They don't get nearly as much out of it.
Half of the EU nations surveyed by the official EU Statistics Bureau had growth last year of less than 1%, while the U.S. has been growing between 2.5% and 3%. European leaders have now begun to panic after reports the continent is deindustrializing. This includes Germany, once one of the world's industrial powerhouses. Germany scuttled its nuclear industry right when energy costs began to soar, in what the Wall Street Journal called the world's dumbest energy policy. Germany used to rely on cheap Russian energy, no more. When President Trump in a 2018 UN speech warned Germany about becoming dependent on Russian energy, the German delegation could be seen laughing. The Germans aren't laughing anymore. This German banking and finance expert told us he's had enough of life in Germany and is moving his family to Spain. Chris Consultant, as he's known on YouTube, says Spain has problems too, but it's a better life overall than in Germany.
For us, for the short and medium term, is first we want to get out of the city here in Hamburg, more to a healthier lifestyle and to a, let's say, net win quality of life, lower cost of living and higher quality of life.
Chris says on top of all the economic problems in Germany is a loss of freedom.
People do not dare to speak out what they think, also because of job, financial, societal norms of the way the thinking is embedded here. But on the other hand, and that worries me even more, is a lot of people still living in denial and not being able to see the down path and the trajectory that we are not going in the right direction.
Austrian political analyst Dr. Rolf Scholhammer has warned that bad economic conditions have historically helped ignite revolutions, and wrote recently that some sort of political upheaval in Europe is coming.
I cannot tell you precisely what it's going to look like, but pretty much all the indicators of coming social unrest at best and potential quasi-revolutionary and regional civil war-like scenarios at worst, all of this, I think, is almost unavoidable.
All signs indicate the wealth gap between the U.S. and Europe will continue to widen. Larson believes that a return to Christianity in Europe would boost economies.
I'm an economist, but I need to add this. Christianity is a spiritual, moral, and social force that builds civilization and prosperity and helps us become responsible citizens, so we don't need government.
A poll last year showed most Democrats wish the U.S. was more like Europe. However, as conditions in Europe slowly worsen, they might want to reconsider. Dale Hurd, CBN News, from Frankfurt, Germany.
Well, I think that is so telling in so many ways.
Isn't it?
It is. And if you remember, our Christian birth came from there.
Yeah.
And so if they can turn this thing around, and I think what's happening now, citizens are waking up. You know, the BBC over there is kind of like the BBC. When you have one main news source for the whole country, and they want to do that here, we're fighting it like crazy.
Wouldn't you love to see that story run on legacy news media and follow the reaction of the talking heads, the anchors? I think they'd be in disbelief.
They would, and it's something you have to really take a look at. I mean, and the citizens. I really do hope that Europe recovers. I hope the UK wakes up to how close to the edge they are.
Why is it that Democrats, for some reason, still think that we should be more like Europe?
Well, I don't know, other than the disease of socialism. I mean, it's
you're
it's
right.
a cancer of the soul and the heart and the mind.
Yes.
And somehow you think government's the answer. Well, have a nice day. If you don't believe in God, then government has to be your God.
There you go. Amen.
And if you don't believe in heaven, then you have to turn earth into heaven.
Oh.
And so...
it ain't going to happen. Yeah.
It's a long deal. So
yeah.
Anyway, we're going to the weather. It's likes grapes.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Across northern Oregon and southern Washington, mostly sunny skies with high temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. For Vancouver, Portland, and Wilsonville, patchy fog in McMinnville, then mostly sunny and 79. Continuing down the Willamette Valley with patchy fog in some spots, then mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 70s from Salem through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows mostly in the low 50s. Partly sunny with a chance of showers and breezy across central Oregon with highs in the low to mid 70s for Prineville and Bend and 69 in Sun River. Mostly sunny in Boise, Idaho, then a chance of showers in low 80s. Mostly cloudy and breezy along the Oregon coast with highs in the low 60s for Coos Bay and mid to upper 50s around Port Orford and Brookings. A slight chance of rain and breezy in Crescent City, then partly sunny and 57. In southern Oregon, showers for the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin with highs in the low 70s in Grants Pass and Medford and near 65 in Ashland and Klamath Falls. Into northern California, showers in mid-60s in Wairika, a chance of rain in Redding and Chico with high temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Over in Fort Bragg, mostly sunny, breezy, and near 57. In the Bay Area, patchy fog for Santa Rosa and Napa, then mostly sunny in mid-70s. Mostly sunny in San Francisco with a high near 66, and mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers in near 73 in San Jose. For Central California, mostly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Sacramento and Stockton. Partly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Fresno and Visalia, down to Bakersfield with lows in the mid-50s. A look at your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
Oh, yeah. On this May 27th, a look back as she had one of the most legendary careers in maritime history, and it started on this day in 1936 with her maiden voyage. Built during the golden age of ocean travel, the Queen Mary was considered one of the most luxurious and fastest passenger liners ever created. Celebrities, royalty, and world leaders all traveled aboard the massive ship, known for its elegant ballrooms, fine dining, and Art Deco style. During World War II, the ship was transformed into a troop transport nicknamed the Gray Ghost because of her speed and stealthy gray paint. She carried thousands of Allied soldiers across the Atlantic. And she was so fast that she would travel unescorted, relying on her speed to avoid German U-boats. In fact, the Queen Mary once held the blue ribbon for the fastest Atlantic crossing by an ocean liner. After retiring from service in 1967, the Queen Mary found a permanent home in Long Beach, where she remains today as a floating hotel, museum, and tourist attraction, still welcoming visitors 90 years after her first voyage. She's 90 years old.
90
today.
Now, don't get Scott going.
Oh, I've already got him going this morning. He met me. First thing he started talking about was the Queen Mary. It was great.
Well, he was just there for a special event on the Queen Mary. And have you ever been on it?
I have.
I have too.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to go see it. It's a little bit of a rust bucket, but
no, and it's wonderful. And they have a hotel. In fact, I watched
they fixed it up really well.
A YouTube video yesterday. A guy that was staying in one of the first-class cabins in the hotel, and it was really cool looking. But it's old.
It's old.
Yeah. But it looked great.
But the history with it, and the people who are managing it now, and the captains and all that, and we could bring Scott on here. Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us, ask him this question. Give us your background on the Queen Mary. You and I could be gone for 3 weeks and come back, and he'd still be talking.
We can go pick some grapes.
We'll go pick some grapes. We could plant them, grow them, and harvest them.
Love you, Scott.
Love you, man. All right, we'll be right back. We'll take a grape break.
Okay.
Up on the heights, oh, you let me go, oh, you make my heart to rise from the depths below.
combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Over time, every wall tells a story, but sometimes those stories need a fresh start. At Chris Silva Painting, we specialize in transforming indoor spaces, whether it's your family home or your business workspace. With premium paints, flexible scheduling, and expert attention to detail, we make the process simple and stress-free so you can focus on what matters most, living and working in a space you love. From bold new colors to subtle tones of sophistication, let Chris Silva Painting bring your vision to life, one wall at a time. Chris and his crew are courteous, they're efficient, organized, timely, and clean. Chris Silva Painting also offers military discounts. At Chris Silva Painting, our mission statement is to bring Christ's heart and principles to our customers and our job sites. We do that with honesty, integrity, and hard work. We don't cut corners, we paint them. CCB number 176097. Chris Silva Painting, 541-890-3960. 541-890-3960.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Another attempt on President Trump's life over the weekend. I think they hate this man so much that at any cost, at any excuse, any way, they want him gone. I think the real reason here is that he's taken 60 years of the slow evolution of the democratic stronghold in America with corruption and fraud and the advancement of socialism and turned it upside down.
Wake up to information. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays.
All right, welcome back. 11 minutes before the top of the hour. Yesterday, I had Alex Trayman on live from Israel. He's quite a guy. He's with the Jewish News Syndicate, which jns.org is the go-to place on what's happening over there. And he seemed to be, he had mentioned about Israel isn't entirely happy with the negotiations with Iran. Now, this is interesting because the media is really trying to exploit the fact that there's now division between the two countries. It's not the case. Both leaders are firmly together. Trump and Netanyahu, they're getting along fine. I think the difference is this, that Israel realizes that the regime has to go one way or the other. And they will do what the United States doesn't do. Anyway, so here's Alex Trayman's comments.
Well, we've seen nonstop articles coming out in mainstream media by New York Times, by Axios in particular, that are continuously trying to suggest that there's some kind of a rift or a difference of opinion between the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of Israel. From everything that I've seen up close, including inside the Oval Office and in speaking with people that have spoken firsthand to the President of the United States and to the Prime Minister of the State of Israel, these two leaders are completely aligned on the goals and the strategies and the tactics of the war. Would Israel like to see a complete regime change in Iran? Absolutely. Israel would like to see a complete regime change in Iran. Can a regime change be affected from a return to a military campaign over several more weeks? That's not clear. It's very hard to defeat machine guns with F-35s and F-16s and with missiles. A regime change actually has to come from within. The people themselves in Iran have to demand and affect that on their own. And I do believe that there might be some other means that the Mossad, the Israeli intelligence services have, and the CIA to affect and to help usher in a regime change. But from everything that I can understand, the Prime Minister and the President are continue to have very, very favorable views of one another and are working very closely together in sync on where the war and the diplomatic efforts move forward.
Okay, so that was a nice way of saying, if you read through all of that, they're getting along, they're working together. Netanyahu is very patient, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is extremely grateful to get Iran in the condition it is today. No president has ever taken the relationship with Israel this serious, this far.
Right, right.
So he wants to work with us and is working with us, but he also realized at the end of the day they can't be trusted and the regime change has to happen.
Right, but on a note, he has got to be thrilled, Benjamin Netanyahu, that he is working with this president instead of the last.
Oh, yeah.
What a team.
No question.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, before we move on, where are we today?
Oh.
Yeah, what is this? It's we got a big peak behind us. It's beautiful, but I'm disoriented. Where are we?
You're disoriented?
Yeah.
I am?
Yeah, she's wondering too.
If our desk wasn't here, you could see it. This is my Psalm 23 picture.
Really?
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. All right. He leadeth me beside still waters.
There it is, yeah.
See it?
I do.
Now, wouldn't you want to lay down there?
Absolutely.
Take a nap?
Yes.
That's my Psalm 23.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty amazing.
Well, yeah,
it's someplace in Oregon because those trees are real and those mountains are real.
Okay. Well, we sit in some beautiful spots, I gotta say
so
that.
Don't tell me. Actually, what we're trying to do is let you know that we are on the move constantly and you never can find us.
That's right. It's futile to look. Don't even try it. Well, to our over in Boise, Idaho, this is really great. A senior living director is helping residents live, or I should say relive, a simple joy they thought was long behind them, and that's a simple bike ride.
At Table Rock Senior Living, seniors are cruising along the Boise River Greenbelt aboard a special three-wheeled passenger bike called the Blessing Bike. Pedaling them along is Executive Director Joel Freston, who says the smiles make every ride worth it. For 90-year-old Carol Montgomery, an avid cyclist in her younger days, the experience has been especially meaningful. She says just feeling the breeze again brings back wonderful memories. The program was inspired by an Idaho family who wanted to keep their 92-year-old mother connected to the outdoors, eventually growing into a nonprofit that helps seniors and people with limited mobility enjoy bike rides again. Freston says residents constantly ask when the next ride will be, and even on cold days, he still takes them for laps around the building. He says the rides may seem simple, but for many residents, they mean the world, and sometimes they completely make someone's day.
All right, that's what I'm going to do.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah, I could do that too.
Now I have found something to do when I lose my mind.
Yes.
That's why I like driving my zero-turn mower.
Oh, boy. See, if I could set up seating behind there and pull that around, I'd do it on a zero-turn. Yeah.
Well, but it's just you hear the roar of the engine. Nobody's trying to get a hold of you. Nobody's criticizing you. You know.
Yes.
I don't care if I go deaf. You know. I hit rocks. I hit twigs. I hit all kinds of things. I just smile and keep going.
Does your watch tell you have a loud event going on?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, you just got to keep. But riding that bike, I think, that would be kind of fun.
I think so, too. Yes, absolutely.
You have to go uphill.
Yeah, I liked it. But it was interesting because the residents who were riding in front, they had helmets on. But the rider didn't. Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're going to bail.
I'm jumping. That's a cool looking bike, though. I don't know if they had that specially made or if you can get those. Because...
Well, in today's world, why couldn't you get one that's got a little electric power boost to it in case you're going up a hill? Come on.
Oh, I like this. Let's electrify it. Yes. Yes. That's cool. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
All right.
Dr. Tim Murphy will be with us. He's a former congressman, but he wrote the book, The Christ Cure, which is a great book. If you deal with people, you got to have that book in your library. And then Dan Perkins will be with us. It's been a while since we've had him. I take with you Psalm 119, verse 11. Your word I have hidden in my heart, that I may not sin against you. Take a scripture with you today and put it deep into your heart. And guess what? It'll stop you from doing dumb and bad things.
Yeah.
Take Psalm 23 with you today. We'll be right back.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Welcome to Fish Lake Resort, where adventure is everywhere, and everyone is your friend. The fishing is great, and the food is tasty. The RV sites are full hookup, and the cabins are cozy. It's always a good time at Fish Lake Resort, and the best part is, you can come visit any day of the year because we are open all year, 7 days a week. Visit fishlakeresort.net today to learn more and plan your visit.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Something has happened to our country here where we're glorifying assassinations and killings and killing babies, and we're glorifying taking God's creation and turning it upside down and throwing it on its head where a boy can become a girl and a girl become a boy. I mean, the whole thing. At what point are you going to wake up and realize that we are fighting something that's spiritual?
News with a little bit of common sense. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays 6 to 8 a.m. Once again, our very own Dove TV was recognized for excellence by the National Religious Broadcasters with the prestigious Station of the Year Award for 2026.
And this year's recipient of TV Station of the Year Award is Dove TV.
This makes 9 times the Dove has been honored by our peers with this celebrated national award. We're grateful, and another reason to stay encouraged and informed by watching and supporting the Dove TV. The Dove TV is pleased to announce we're now seen in the San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose area via a new full-power TV station, KEDB, seen on cable, satellite TV, and over the air. The Dove TV, encouraging and informative for San Francisco, Oakland, and the San Jose area on new full-power KEDB TV.
The Legacy Luncheon, hosted by the Dove and Youth 71.5, Tuesday, June 2nd, 12 to 2 at the Dove Studios.
You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you and happy Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. This is the happening place. Yes, sir. What happens here usually ends up in court.
It could very well. It certainly doesn't stay in Vegas, does it?
No, it gets broadcasted all over the place. Yeah. And I was reading some of my emails the other day. Actually, I do read them.
Oh, cool. All right.
And it's amazing, the comments we're getting, and thank you for taking the time to write.
Yeah.
I do value that great.
Yeah.
And emails, you can figure out who they are.
Well, yeah.
We still get a lot of snail mail here.
Okay, yeah.
And people will send their concerns and comments and then not sign it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I open a letter, if it's not signed, I don't read it.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, interesting. But the one that I came across the other day was they were enjoying the banter that you and I have, and they were talking about it. And then they said, but how did they say it? I'm trying to think of Harry, could you soften... I could say something like I should let up on you a little bit.
Wait a minute.
Well, wait a minute. So, because it's giving a non-Christian, I guess, image of not respecting you as a person.
Oh, really? Well.
So I wrote them back and I said, all right, I'll quit calling him a jerk.
At least to my face.
No, I didn't. But I'm kind of going,
hey.
So you have an amazing fan club. I run into it at Costco. I go to Costco.
Mm-hmm.
Perry, how's Jerry? What am I, chop liver? You got about 3 people at Costco.
I know. Some really very nice people, yeah.
But one of them did come up to me the other day. I was in Costco, and a guy come around the corner. He said, I just want you to know I voted.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I go, okay,
yeah. See, the word got out. Yeah, very good. Yes.
Anyway, here's the star of the show, Jerry.
Yeah, you bet. Yo, get your flip-flops on. It is National Flip-Flop Day. Get those things between your toes and let it feel good.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you remember they used to be called thongs, and then thong took on connotation. It's like, no, we're not doing that. We're just calling them flip-flops now.
Well, flip-flops, I just don't, they're very popular. They're fashionable. They come in a variety of ways. They spend a lot of money on them, but at the end of the day, you trip.
And they're biblical.
Well, now, did Jesus really... Did he have a strap over his foot, or did he have a little thing between his toes?
Yeah. We'd have to go back and look because, flip-flops have been around for thousands of years. So
I thought they were sandals in Bible days.
Yeah, they were called sandals, but I don't know really what they were. They could have been strapped over. They could have been through the toes. I don't know.
So do you feel more like Jesus when you're wearing your flip-flops?
My flip-flop, I only wear one.
I know that. You have a broken leg.
Moving on, it is National Senior Health and Fitness Day.
There you go.
On the last Wednesday of May each year, approximately 100,000 senior adults will participate in activities across the U.S. for National Senior Health and Fitness Day, and there are a lot more seniors than 100,000, so get up and get going. Only 100,000 are participating. Get going. They're enough. Yeah, that's not enough. Boomers, get up.
Okay, flip-flops and on seniors with stairs.
Oh, that's orthopedic surgery.
That's
it's like we're talking about the state of hospitals.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they're the ones that go to the bank on Friday.
Absolutely. Moving on.
Pickleball.
There's another one. That's right.
So flip-flops and pickleball with old people. Yeah, it's that surgery center over there is making millions.
Moving on, have some grapes. It's National Grape Day.
All right.
And I don't care what color we
Big,
have.
juicy purple one.
There you go. And of course, California table grapes are fabulous.
Yeah.
They're famous for their grapes down there, especially in the San Joaquin Valley. Some wonderful grapes, and I like all colors, and especially, it seems like everything is seedless now.
Yeah, it's amazing how they bred that out of there.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Yep,
new form of
it's a wonderful thing. The good things about watermelons passed on to grapes.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. And if you don't want to eat the real thing, eat a popsicle because it's National Grape Popsicle Day. The only question I have is if we have multicolored grapes, how come there's only one color grape popsicle?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. But it is good, and I hope you enjoy and tape it all up because it is also National Cellophane Tape Day, also known as Scotch tape, which the name came from a racist slur. In the 1920s, 3M engineer Richard Drew created masking tape to help automotive painters achieve clean, two-tone finishes, and the tape's adhesive was applied only along the edges, not the whole width. So a frustrated painter told Drew to take this tape back to those Scotch bosses of yours and tell them to put more adhesive on it. He used the term Scotch as slang for stingy.
Oh.
The company embraced the name and it stuck. Yeah, so now it's Scotch tape. And of course, this is like Kleenex. Yeah, I think you mentioned it.
Kleenex and Xerox and
Scotch. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything that's a cellophane tape, we kind of call Scotch tape.
Right.
But it continues to serve a purpose, including taping your nose up near your eyebrows.
There you go. Yeah, it's just one of those things. What would you do without the tape?
Yeah, I don't know. And boy, when you need it, you need it. It's like, honey, where's the Scotch tape? Where's the tape? I got to get this.
There you go.
So anyway, that's all I got.
All right, good stuff. 6 minutes past the hour. Here's Pam's little flip-flop.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Across northern Oregon and southern Washington, mostly sunny skies with high temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. For Vancouver, Portland, and Wilsonville, patchy fog in McMinnville, then mostly sunny and 79. Continuing down the Willamette Valley with patchy fog in some spots, then mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 70s from Salem through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows mostly in the low 50s. Partly sunny with a chance of showers and breezy across central Oregon with highs in the low to mid 70s for Prineville and Bend and 69 in Sun River. Mostly sunny in Boise, Idaho, then a chance of showers in low 80s. Mostly cloudy and breezy along the Oregon coast with highs in the low 60s for Coos Bay and mid to upper 50s around Port Orford and Brookings. A slight chance of rain and breezy in Crescent City, then partly sunny in 57. In southern Oregon, showers for the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin with highs in the low 70s in Grants Pass and Medford and near 65 in Ashland and Klamath Falls. Into northern California, showers in mid-60s in Wairika, a chance of rain in Redding and Chico with high temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Over in Fort Bragg, mostly sunny, breezy, and near 57. In the Bay Area, patchy fog for Santa Rosa and Napa, then mostly sunny in mid-70s. Mostly sunny in San Francisco with a high near 66, and mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers in near 73 in San Jose. For Central California, mostly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Sacramento and Stockton. Partly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Fresno and Visalia, down to Bakersfield with lows in the mid-50s. A look at your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right.
There you go. There is Seaside Beach along the coast.
Yeah.
Nobody on the beach. Look at that.
Nobody's there. And look at the ceiling. Look at the
A little
clouds.
fog out there. You'd be out there combing the beach.
Wow. That's wonderful. All right. Time for Mr. Jack Graham as he has got some great encouragement for us this morning.
And then this great verse, greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for the servant does not know what the master is doing. But I call you, don't miss this, I call you my friends. Now let that sink in for just a moment. The God of creation, the Lord of the universe, the Savior of the world, says, I'm inviting you to be my friend. You have a friend in me. We understand Jesus is Lord, Jesus is Savior. We understand many things about our Lord, but it blows my mind to think that I could be a friend of God. God said this to Abraham back in the Old Testament. It's the only one mentioned in the Old Testament of which it says that Abraham was a friend of God. And you know why? He followed the Lord by faith. He trusted in God. And so God said, Abraham is my friend. And so now Jesus is repeating this to his disciples. And remember what he says in the upper room to these chosen one includes us, because later he prays this in and seals it in for all of us, because he says, I pray for not only these, but those who come after. So he's talking about you and me. He's talking to you and me.
Well, good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Kind of fits here.
All right.
When you say, or I say, or we say as Christians, the Lord spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
How do you qualify that?
Oh, boy. Yeah, because, sometimes people say, well, what's his voice sound like?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he moves through his spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And that moves in you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you do things and get moved in directions that you might not normally go yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because you are guided by the Spirit. And you got to open yourself up to the Spirit, and you got to pray about it too.
Mm-hmm. Good. You get an A. I'll move.
Oh, okay.
That was all good.
Only, first-hand experience, that's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, because, the only time I heard God's voice is when I was praying out loud one day. I was driving to work, and all of a sudden, sorry, I didn't hear that clearly.
Did that voice sound like Siri?
It was Siri.
That is stunning. That really
Siri
is.
was listening to me pray in my truck.
Right, and wanted to get involved.
And said, sorry, I didn't hear that. I about jumped out of my truck. First of all, I didn't know somebody was listening, and I didn't know that God had a female voice.
He doesn't. Oh, man.
All right,
that's
so much for all
something.
that.
Oh,
All right, let's take a look at some of the stories this morning. And yesterday was a primary across the country. And the biggest thing that's happened so far in midterm primaries happened yesterday in the state of Texas as Attorney General Ken Paxton won the primary runoff between him and sitting Senator John Cornyn. This is a huge deal. The president got involved in this race about 3 weeks ago and endorsed Ken Paxton against a sitting longtime U.S. Senator John Cornyn. And when the polls closed, immediately it was 62.5% to 37.5%. That is a knockout.
Oh boy!
And Paxton was declared the winner within a minute.
That is crazy.
Yeah, this is huge. Now you got to remember, John Cornyn started to go south as a Republican. He fought the president on closing the border, which a Texas state, what in the world are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
And on the SAFE Act.
Yes,
and
yes.
So you kind of wonder, did he become neutralized by the swamp?
Yeah, it seems to be.
And that seems to be what happened.
Yep.
So here is Attorney General Paxton last night with his victory speech, but there's a line in here that's classic, and let's see if you can pick it up.
All right.
Listen to this.
Tonight, we just sent a Texas-sized message to Washington. I said it in March, and I'll say it again now. Today, change was on the ballot, and change won. Let me be clear, this is not just my win, this is your win. We just proved that this Senate seat doesn't belong to Washington. It belongs to you, the hardworking men and women of this state. We went up against $150 million in all the attacks in the world, and you know what happened? The voters declared loud and clear a simple truth that we know in our hearts and in our souls: Texas is not for sale. Now I want to take a minute to say something about Senator Cornyn. I want to thank Senator Cornyn for his service to this state. John has dedicated much of his life to serving Texas. He's worked diligently for years to help Texas. And for that spirit of service to the Lone Star State and our nation, I'm very grateful. Thank you, John.
Well, that was the right thing to do, and it was properly said. And I wish that would happen more often.
Yeah.
But the line there was, the Senate seat doesn't belong to Washington, it belongs to Texas.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something we need to keep in mind. And when all of a sudden your elected officials become more Washingtonized than the state that they're sent there by, it's time for a change. I still think term limits is a good thing.
Yeah.
Politics in Washington, in the House and the Senate, was never to be a career. And we've turned it into a massive career and a money machine.
Yeah, instant, celebrity. You avoid all the TSA lines. You travel. I mean, it's amazing. The lifestyle change for some of these folks as they come in. No wonder they don't want to give it up.
Yeah. Well, look, you go back there and when I ran, and you go to these schools, and then when I became chairman and I worked with Newt Gingrich on a few things, you go back there, all of a sudden you feel it, you sense it, you understand that, wow, this is a machine. And so anyway, I'm glad for all the experiences that I've had. A lot of work, worked hard at it, and God, I didn't get elected.
Yeah. Well,
three times I ran, and 3 times I lost. But I have to tell you, I really learned a lot from it.
Did you? Yeah.
And today, and then from there I went on and became chairman of the state. But the point being is, look, yes, we should be involved and we should fight for what we believe in, okay? But back there, there's a reason they call it the swamp.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and it's much deeper than any of us realize. Now, with Paxton here, obviously the first hurdle is over. Now we have another one coming up, and that is the rising star in the Democrat Party, Talrico, who is about as far left as they come. In Texas, how's that going to work?
Well, Texas is, Texas has got its problems. You get down around where the capital is. Where is that?
Austin, yeah.
Austin, excuse me.
Yeah.
Look, it's pretty blue.
Yes, it is.
But the only thing I can say is this candidate on the Democratic side, he's a former seminary student.
Yeah, he uses that too.
And he is really I say this respectfully. I don't know what happened to him, but he's really lost his mooring as to what the Bible says.
Yeah, in fact, I would like to bring him my Bible and say, okay, show me the chapter where it says there are 6 genders. I want to see it.
Yeah, well,
show me.
See, and his line to that is, there's a new movement right now that Jesus loves everybody and everybody's forgiven because he died for all, so therefore everybody's forgiven. Okay, so and that movement is growing.
I think so, yeah.
And it is becoming the philosophy of a lot of evangelism. Come on in, Jesus loves you the way you are. You can stay the way you are and go home the way you are.
Right.
But look, those are easy criticisms. But this guy coming on the scene now, and he's supposedly a rising star within the Democratic Party, it's because he is severely woke.
Yeah. Totally.
And it's wrapped in religion.
Yeah. Yeah. See, he's the first to try and do this.
Yeah. So
yes.
he is a seminary student.
Yep.
Who's woke. And he's going to be the rising star. What left rising stars don't understand, they're dispendable. You make a mistake, and they throw you under the bus.
No, don't.
Your own party will run over you.
That fast.
That fast.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
You know.
Yep.
Who was the guy that was going to be governor of California? Came out and from gosh. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just shows you how fast.
See how fast we forget.
Yeah, we should. And we should. All right, the other top story is, I don't know why this hasn't been in place all along, but the White House is pushing non-disclosure agreements for all people who work for the government. The Trump administration is moving to require all and future federal employees to sign a non-disclosure agreement as part of their broader effort to tighten controls on leaks and non-public government information. Why hasn't this been in place?
Yeah, I'm really surprised that it's not in place already. Yeah.
This is how you eliminate government jobs from becoming a career.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because all you got to do, they know where the leaks are, but you can't fire them.
Right, that's a great point.
They're protected. So now, if everybody has to sign an NDA,
right,
and they trace the leak back to you, have a nice day. You're out.
And that place leaks like a sieve, and it's got to be because of what you said, that they can't do anything about it. And I look at a prime example is the leak coming out of the Supreme Court on R.V. Wade, and it's just a limited number of people that have access to that information. Why could they not track that down?
See, that is a mystery. How in the world? You know, there's 45 people, roughly, if I remember right, 45 people that are in that building during the day when it's in session and everything else, except for the groups that come in and out and do their arguing.
Yeah.
But the staff is about 45. Are you telling me a staff of only 45 people and a leak comes out at that magnitude, you can't find it?
Yeah.
And it has its own staff in the building marshal?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm telling you, this I never did buy that, and I still don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So anyway, we'll see what happens on that. Hey, those are some of the top stories here on Grape City. We'll be right back.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. Everybody take a big breath. North Korea and South Korea were trying to warm relations. Well, it ended up a little too hot, I guess.
This guy is over the top.
They said it's one of the most advanced fighter aircrafts in the world.
Jesus willed that his own executioners keep on living. And that's astounding. What mercy.
Wake up to information. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays.
If you don't drive it, donate it. By supporting us, you'll get even more mileage out of it.
Thank you from the Dove TV.
All right, good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Sorry about that. There's a couple things going on. Quite a story is still unfolding up in Washington State. They at a paper mill up there, they had an explosion. And what was the chemical you were?
They called it white liquor, but it's a corrosive material that's used in producing the pulp that they make carton material, like milk cartons and such out of.
Well, this thing exploded yesterday, and they still trying to figure out. 9 have been injured. 9 are still missing. 1 has been reported dead. This is a huge deal, and up there, so. Certainly be praying about it. It's just all we know. It's still being investigated, but I'm wondering if that tank was pressurized or was it a chemical mix-up or something.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know.
But that's happening up there in the Longview area, so that's quite a deal. The other thing is in our own backyard, as you know, our own medical provider here, Asante, continues to have a lot of challenges, unfortunately, and the layoffs have started to happen. The CEO, Tom Gessel, said that he anticipated laying off about 300 workers in the coming months, which is 5 to 6% of the healthcare workforce. You got to remember now that they took over the Ashland Hospital. They've already closed the hospital down. It's only an emergency room now.
Yeah.
And they're closing the Asante Surgery Center across the street from the hospital. That's being closed down at the end of June. And so here it comes.
Yeah.
And this is really sad. Now, the Asante has been challenged, got a lot of challenges. Came out of COVID with a lot of problems, the way they handled COVID. A lot of controversy about masks and nurses that wouldn't take the vaccine. You had a lot of nurses that came in from outside the area and were paid double, and the local nurses were sent home. I mean, it was very messy. And now they're just in March alone, including in March, they reported a $12 million loss in March alone. Well, in the middle of all that, they built a new tower, or they added it to it. And so anyway, it's a big mess.
I got to question you, though.
Sad.
You know, really sad. On my last round through Asante, that place was busy.
Yeah.
There were patients. I mean, there's sick people all over the place. There's surgeries going. How on earth are they losing money?
Well, that's a good question. I don't understand medical hospital operations. When you're dealing with insurance companies. And you're dealing with settlements.
Right.
You charge this, you settle for that.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're buying health insurance here for the staff. Just don't get me going on that one.
Oh, I know.
Okay. They actually have people now in these insurance companies that are going to negotiate for you.
Yep.
What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
not good.
Other than a headache, but. Anyway, so it's really sad to see this happen. Now, with the surgery center going down, that work's going to get over to the hospital.
Okay.
And it's kind of like take a number.
It really is.
And then on top of that, you're trying to get in to have maybe a surgery that you need.
Yes.
Okay. But you could get interrupted by an emergency.
An emergency will always move you out of the way. And I'm telling you, if you are not in an emergency, take a number. Get ready to wait.
Yeah, the other biggest health crisis we have is that the ER room has become the new doctor's office.
Oh, yes. You know what? You're right. And
that shouldn't be.
Yes, and a lot of that has to do with the influx of illegals because they're going in, they're using emergency room as their insurance policy.
Well,
yes. And they have to give them care. And, I mean, that's the way it is in our country.
Now, there's a lot of these immediate care centers around, which are really quite popular and really do work.
Yeah.
And hats off to those that are investing in that area because you can go to these other little clinics around and get taken care of. But when it comes to surgery, you're down to just a few options, and you got to be careful. Yeah. Look, I'm not happy reporting this, but it's real news in our own backyard, and that's kind of what we're dealing with. All right, let's take a look at Wall Street on this Wednesday morning. Is our buddy Preston. He's the dude. I was thinking about you there yesterday, Preston, when I didn't have to get a mower out.
Look at this.
Yeah, I was happy. It's up 239 points. The Nas has jumped up 28, and the S&P up almost 9. So starting today with green ink, I have no idea what's pushing it.
Yeah.
Gold, 44.24. Silver's down to 74.67. Oh, hey, silver's come down. Look at
3% drop in crude. Wow.
95.93.
Wow.
You know, I'm just going to guess. By the way, I want to say to somebody here, let's see, let me get their name here.
Okay.
Sherry and Rick, longtime viewers and listeners from the Dove, sent you and I this article. Now, I read Epoch Times once in a while online.
Yeah.
There's a great article in here. In fact, I'll let you take it home while you're sitting waiting for your doctor to call you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
Let's see if I can find it.
What do you got?
The complicated reality behind high gas prices.
Okay.
It's quite an article.
It's big.
And it does kind of explain it.
Okay. All right.
But don't ask me to take a test on this.
Okay. Does it answer when they're going to come down?
No, it has a period and says, good luck.
Okay.
So it's a great article. I'm looking at it. Okay, that kind of makes sense. I think I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to let you take it home. And I want to say to Sherry and Rick, thanks for sending it in.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
There you go.
I'm gonna get.
There you go.
I'm gonna get schooled here. I like it.
But,
all right.
The oil prices are down, and
how about that?
We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, here's a question, especially on the heels of what's going on last night. Just how valuable is the president's endorsement?
Oh well.
Oh, well, indeed. Well, committee chairman Representative James Comer from Kentucky gives his reaction to the ouster of Thomas Massie and the Texas primary election. He did this on Fox Business's Varney and Company.
Well, I think there were a lot of factors in that race. Certainly, Trump's endorsement for Gowring and the amount of money that was spent was certainly a major factor in that race. But I agree with what Byron Donald said. You know, the issue with Congressman Massie was the fact that it seems like he opposed the president on everything. We all have disagreements with Donald Trump. We all express our dissatisfaction with certain types of policies, whether they be, certain tariffs or whether they be, with the situation in Iran. But at the end of the day, most of us Republicans, we want to support the president. We want an America First agenda. We want the president to be successful. We don't want Congress to be an impediment to the America First agenda. And it seemed like Thomas voted against the president on everything. In fact, I can't remember very many bills where he voted with the president. And in fact, he would vote against a procedural rule that would prevent us from even debating some of the president's bills. And that was even worse. Before a few years ago, the procedural votes were always partisan. The majority party voted one way and the minority party voted the other. But Thomas crossed over and voted with the minority party to block debate and to block procedure, to move bills forward. So there was a lot of frustration from the president as well as leadership in the House. And I think that contributed to the election results with the voters in the 4th Congressional District of Kentucky. It looks like Paxton's going to win. I mean, I like Cornyn too. I don't have any issues. I know them both. But I think that it's pretty clear Paxton's going to run away with that today.
Because of the president's endorsement. Is that valuable?
The president's endorsement is valuable. Obviously, you look at the primary before the runoff, Cornyn got a few more votes than Paxton, but Wesley Hunt was in that race. And it appears that all the Hunt voters have gone with Paxton. So you take the Hunt voters, who finished in 3rd place, as well as the president's endorsement, and that's a whole lot of momentum for Ken Paxton.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where we are. It's the reality of this. The question is, at the end of the day, people are voting, and they're voting with information that they have on people.
Yes.
And it just tells me that people are paying attention.
Yes.
So, which is really good.
It's good news. Yeah.
Yep.
get away from the uninformed voter thing. And the information is out there now.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to be lazy to be uninformed these days.
So I'd vote for you.
Yeah, thanks. You don't have all the information, though.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you might. You might.
Right, Pam? Right? Thanks. Thanks. We'll be right back.
Your yard is where life happens, but it can be muddy and hard to maintain. Enjoy a maintenance-free artificial turf lawn all year round with Smart Lawn LLC. No mowing, no fertilizing, no watering. Our synthetic grass is beautiful and resilient. It's certified to be lead-free, and there's no need for pesticides. Safe for your children and pets. Smart Lawn LLC has all your artificial turf and putting green areas covered beautifully. 541-941-3538.
The Life Essentials Interactive Study Bible by Dr. Gene Getz. The first ever multimedia study Bible with QR codes enabling you to view 1,500 videos. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, or computer with Gene Getz teaching Principles to Live By from every book of Scripture. 250 hours of in-depth teaching. Gene Getz has over 60 years of Bible teaching and is a renowned theologian. The Life Essentials Bible is a seminary in a box. Read, watch, apply. Get yours today for your own spiritual growth or as a gift that will minister greatly to your family and friends. Purchase your copy of the Life Essentials Study Bible at Christian bookstores or go to their website, BiblePrinciples.org. and click on Video Search, where you can access all the principles for free. Take your faith deeper. Get your Life Essentials. Study Bible today at Christian bookstores or BiblePrinciples.org.
At Sweet Tea Express, we've got you covered. Order at the counter and our friendly service staff will do the rest. Burgers, salads, sandwiches, barbecue platters, sides, and more. Smoked, grilled, and served to perfection. Sweet Tea Express. Breakfast, burgers, and barbecue.
Okay, welcome back. 26 before the hour. Of course, the Middle East continues to be complicated. It's the twists and turns over there. You take the Sunnis and Shiites and the Hezbollah, and then you take, you take Hamas. I mean, all this stuff, it just really gets very complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even though Iran is knocked down, is it still getting supplies over to Hezbollah in Lebanon?
I don't know, because Israel was pounding Hezbollah yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, pounding them.
So you kind of wonder, okay, what's going on? Anyway, very complicated. Let's check in with CBN News. They have that, and our friend over there, Paul Strand, he has the update on that.
Iran insists any peace deal must include an end to the war between Israel and its proxy in Lebanon, Hezbollah. But the terror group keeps launching drones and rockets at IDF soldiers and Israeli communities in the north. So the IDF is launching hundreds of counterstrikes, and Israel's prime minister says troops will now push deeper into Lebanon.
The IDF is operating with large forces on the ground and is seizing controlled areas. We are fortifying the security zone to protect northern communities.
This Beirut resident says Netanyahu's threat frightens the Lebanese.
By just saying a few words on TV, he causes everyone to panic and flee their homes. I don't know what's going to happen and how long we can live like this.
But residents of northern Israel applaud the strong counterattacks.
We must keep hitting them, otherwise this ritual just repeats itself endlessly.
President Trump gathers his cabinet today with the war against Iran and its proxies top of the agenda. Despite the ceasefire and ongoing peace talks, in the Strait of Hormuz, American forces this week blew up 2 Iranian Navy fast boats laying mines in the strategic waterway. Iran's foreign ministry lashed out after those attacks.
These aggressive actions, occurring simultaneously with the diplomatic process, once again exposed the bad faith of the U.S. ruling establishment.
But America's Secretary of State declared Iran's stranglehold on the crucial strait must end.
Well, the straits have to be open.
they're going to be open one way or the other. So they need to be open. What's happening there is unlawful, it's illegal, it's unsustainable for the world, it's unacceptable.
As to concerns that Trump might sign a bad peace deal with Iran, Rubio insists that won't happen.
It's either going to be a good deal or there isn't going to be one.
Meanwhile, in Iran, a 5-month near total shutdown of the internet is easing. It's been devastating to Iran's once thriving online businesses.
Businesses highly depend on the internet, and every time these restrictions make life more difficult for them.
The shutdown cost Iran's already ailing economy $30 to $40 million a day. Paul Strand, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Believers around the world are praying for the situation with Iran, and this week Christian leaders from nearly 40 nations traveled to Jerusalem to take part in the 10th annual Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast. Chris Mitchell has this look from the Israeli parliament, the Knesset.
Thanks, Ephraim. I'm here at the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast in the Knesset, and I'm with the director and founder, Albert Wexler. Great to be with you, Albert. Tell us, this is 10 years since the beginning of the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast. What has been happening in that 10 years?
Well, Chris, you've been following us, so you've seen quite a few miracles that we have had during these 10 years. Now, first of all, the first one was a miracle that it ever happened, because it was a miracle that Reuven Rivlin loved the idea, the president endorsed it. But then this year, as we have come now to the 10th one, it was totally impossible even to plan anything. As we remember, President Trump just last Tuesday said he was 1 hour away from the launch.
Yeah.
So that it all happens is a fantastic miracle.
Yeah. So you have people from 39 countries all over the world.
Still coming.
Yeah, still coming. Why are they coming here?
Well, I think there is one very important moment in all of this. They love the Jewish people. They love God of Israel. They love Israel. And they realize that their love towards the God of Israel will also reflect in God's blessings coming over their nations. They absolutely feel it. You could see it in the Knesset. They were begging me to come and stand on the stage and say a prayer for their nation, because this is something that is so deep in the heart of our friends.
And you have members of the Knesset from the opposition and from the coalition together.
Well, that was quite something, wasn't it? That, Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast is maybe the only place that brings them together, that they can pray and sing together, hug each other, and be friendly. I mean, you know how tense it can be here in Israeli politics. Yeah. But somehow you can see that these 10 years have done something miraculous within the walls of the Knesset as well.
Yeah. And what kind of answers to prayer have you seen in the last 10 years?
Oh, I mean, think of this now, that we prayed for this first, the 10th one to happen. President Trump held his horses. Why? Well, I didn't know that the Hajj was taking place at the very same time. I didn't do that. God orchestrated that. The Gulf state heads begged President Trump not to attack.
Yeah.
Wasn't this a miracle? Well, then we can go, for the Dutch government releasing the Holocaust reparation funds, tens of millions of euros, on the very same day that we are in the Ridderzaal in the Netherlands Parliament. Think of the Brazilian miracle that we went all the way to the president's home after we prayed here for the elections. Italian, what happened there? This is something that has been, we can see the pattern. Whenever a politician stands up and says, I want to recognize Jerusalem and move the embassy, God moves them up on the list.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well, the other report we had earlier is that Europe is recognizing that they need to bring Christianity back into play.
Yes.
And the reason for it is morality.
Yep.
And honesty.
And yes.
So anyway, so much we could take off on that all day.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go back to Mr. Flip Flop for the update here.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Across northern Oregon and southern Washington, mostly sunny skies with high temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. For Vancouver, Portland, and Wilsonville, patchy fog in McMinnville, then mostly sunny and 79. Continuing down the Willamette Valley with patchy fog in some spots, then mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 70s from Salem through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows mostly in the low 50s. Partly sunny with a chance of showers and breezy across central Oregon with highs in the low to mid 70s for Prineville and Bend and 69 in Sun River. Mostly sunny in Boise, Idaho, then a chance of showers and low 80s. Mostly cloudy and breezy along the Oregon coast with highs in the low 60s for Coos Bay and mid to upper 50s around Port Orford and Brookings. A slight chance of rain and breezy in Crescent City, then partly sunny in 57. In southern Oregon, showers for the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin with highs in the low 70s in Grants Pass and Medford and near 65 in Ashland and Klamath Falls. Into northern California, showers in mid-60s in Wairika, a chance of rain in Redding and Chico with high temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Over in Fort Bragg, mostly sunny, breezy, and near 57. In the Bay Area, patchy fog for Santa Rosa and Napa, then mostly sunny in mid-70s. Mostly sunny in San Francisco with a high near 66, and mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers in near 73 in San Jose. For Central California, mostly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Sacramento and Stockton. Partly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Fresno and Visalia, down to Bakersfield with lows in the mid-50s. A look at your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
A look back. She was sleek. She was fast. She had one of the most legendary careers in maritime history, and it all began with her maiden voyage on this day in 1936. Built during the golden age of ocean travel, the Queen Mary was considered one of the most luxurious and fastest passenger liners ever created. Celebrities, royalty, and world leaders all traveled aboard the massive ship, known for its elegant ballrooms, fine dining, and Art Deco style. During World War II, the ship was transformed into a troop transport nicknamed the Gray Ghost because of her speed and stealthy gray paint. She carried thousands of Allied soldiers across the Atlantic, and she was so fast that she would travel unescorted, relying on her speed to avoid German U-boats. In fact, the Queen Mary once held the blue ribbon for the fastest Atlantic crossing by an ocean liner. After retiring from service in 1967, the Queen Mary found a permanent home in Long Beach, where she remains today as a floating hotel, museum, and tourist attraction, still welcoming visitors 90 years after her first voyage.
Wow.
Yeah, birthed in Long Beach, just certainly worthwhile going
It is.
to take
If you're
a
down,
visit.
the Spruce Goose was next to it for a while.
That's right. The dome is still there, but I don't know what's in that anymore. Scott might know. But yeah, no more Spruce Goose that was under the dome.
Well, the Spruce Goose is up here.
Right, yeah.
McMinnville, but if you're down there, you have to go on board the Queen Mary.
Yeah.
And I went through the tour. It's just amazing.
It is amazing.
And
Yeah.
what was top speed?
38 miles an hour.
That big old boat?
That's a big wake to jump on a water ski behind it, because you could do it.
Well, how was it diesel driven? What was it?
I wonder. I think it had to be
coal
diesel.
driven?
Was it coal? Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
But it was quick. And the cool thing about it is, it's in Long Beach right now. We were talking a little bit about that steam. Yeah, but how do they generate the steam?
They heated water up.
Yeah, I know, but you got to do it with coal, or you got to do it with, oil, fuel. All right, good enough. So now this in Long Beach, and it's a museum, and it's also a hotel. And I saw a great YouTube video yesterday about the hotel section. Mm-hmm. But I remember going through the Queen Mary, and they have it divided up into some of the staterooms and the first class cabins and such. But they have a section of the ship built to what it was like for the troops. Oh, what a difference.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they stacked them.
There's sardines. Yeah. Oh, boy, what a different
They
experience.
stacked them in there like crazy.
Yes, indeed.
Well, it's a piece of history, that and the Titanic.
Yeah, I would rather be in Long Beach than where the Titanic is. Yeah.
Well, the Titanic, was the unsinkable sank.
Oh, on the first voyage. I mean, what a
story.
What a story.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and steam up our engine. We'll be right back. Scott's he's worried about Scott, hello.
I'm Susanna, and I contracted KA Designs to do custom cabinets throughout my house. We chose a really beautiful maple wood that really creates like a nice airy space. Everything was custom, and it was really cool because I got to literally see it come to life in person. We love to entertain, and we have a large family, so it just, everything came together perfectly, exactly what I wanted. I highly suggest KA Designs if you're looking to design your dream house. Go check them out in their showroom. You will not be disappointed.
Jerry's Historical Archives. U.S. history. Great moments in time. Record breakers. Our music through the years. Historic leaders. Moments to remember. Go back in time. Back in the day. TV shows of the past. Nostalgia.
It's a wonderful trip down memory lane with fun and interesting stories you might not know about. Relive the past and learn something new.
Open up Jerry's Historical Archives. Weekdays only on Mornings on the Dove.
Looking for ways to reduce the tax burden on your family and create a lasting legacy? You're invited to the Legacy Luncheon hosted by the Dove and U715. Join us Tuesday, June 2nd from 12 to 2 at the Dove Studios in Medford for a complimentary lunch and practical workshop. Hear from experts sharing insights to help you make a clear plan with confidence. Enjoy lunch from Sweet Tea Express and Punky's Diner and Pies. RSVP at 541-776-5368.
Welcome back. Happy Wednesday to you. 13 minutes before the hour. And of course, everything in the Middle East these days is always complicated, to say the least. And one of them is Israel now working with taking out Hezbollah in Lebanon, and yet they're on full alert in case something happens again in Iran. Yesterday I had Alex Trayman. He is with the Jewish News Syndicate there in Israel. It's the go-to place. jns.org is the website. And I asked him if Israel would accept some form of the current regime in Iran remaining in place, which is kind of on the table in some areas. Here's his answer, and I don't think you'll be surprised.
Well, again, I don't know if that's really up to Israel to determine. Israel's not in the business of a regime change. What Israel cannot accept is a malign regime in Iran developing nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles that are a direct and an existential threat to the state of Israel. And I think that what you've seen here over the last 2.5 years is that Israel's military doctrine has fundamentally changed. Prime Minister Netanyahu has been warning about a nuclear Iran for upwards of 20 years, but Israel never did anything about that. Israel had watched as Hezbollah was developing a missile and rocket arsenal of over 100 to 150,000 without doing anything about it. And now what you've seen is that Israel's military doctrine has shifted to the point that they do strike, and they will strike. And so even if you see some kind of a negotiated agreement here between the United States and Iran, if Israel sees that all of a sudden the Fordo nuclear reactor or another nuclear reactor is up and running again, and Iran starts moving towards weapons-grade uranium or the weaponization of a nuclear program, you could be 100% sure that Israel is going to strike regardless of any peace agreement that is reached between the President of the United States and Iran. So the doctrine has changed.
Okay, so basically, if I understand that correctly, no, they cannot accept any form of the regime to be in place, because that would mean that there would be some form of nuclear capabilities in place. So it has to be total elimination. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes. But in the meantime, it's tricky over there. And now the United States is looking at the Red Sea operations of Iran, and apparently that has really got Iran up in arms. So who knows where this is all going to go, but it's very complicated, and we'll see what happens. All right, so got some great guests coming up. Tim Murphy will be with us, Dr. Tim Murphy, former congressman, a psychologist. two things I want to talk to you about. Can you tell me how the definition of mental health has changed?
I can't tell you, but I know there's been some huge changes. It has to be.
Okay, so why do we want to talk about this?
Because it seems to be running rampant in our culture.
It is. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And there's true mental health, and then there's the catch-all of mental health. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about that. The other thing I want to talk to him, I'm going to go back and talk to him about the derangement syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's Trump-driven or any other. Don't we all suffer from a derangement syndrome?
Yeah, I know I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, no.
We have people we can't stand.
Right.
Isn't that a derangement syndrome?
Yes, it really is.
Well,
yeah.
Can you admit it?
I admit it, yeah.
So have you told the Lord to forgive you of it?
Do I need to? Wait.
How long have you been here?
You know, have you ever heard that saying, Jesus loves you, I'm still deciding?
I'm praying about it. Yeah. Jesus loves you. I'm just not quite sure yet. Okay, I got it. All right. Then, haven't been around for a while, but we're going to have Dan Perkins with us.
Okay. All right. On a lighter note, though, can you imagine?
See, you can work here and still be somebody.
God's still working with me.
Yeah, boy, he's got a lot of work.
A lot of work. Here's something cool, though. How about a junior-senior prom on the Queen Mary?
Oh, there you go.
Huh?
Wouldn't that be cool?
That is cool. I'm learning all about it here. 1977 junior-senior prom, Queen Mary. That is cool.
Okay.
I would love to do that. All right. To our friends over in Boise, Idaho, speaking of cool, this really is. A senior living director in Boise is helping residents relive a simple joy from years gone by, and it's a bike ride. Check this out.
At Table Rock Senior Living, seniors are cruising along the Boise River Greenbelt aboard a special three-wheeled passenger bike called the Blessing Bike. Pedaling them along is Executive Director Joel Freston, who says the smiles make every ride worth it. For 90-year-old Carol Montgomery, an avid cyclist in her younger days, the experience has been especially meaningful. She says just feeling the breeze again brings back wonderful memories. The program was inspired by an Idaho family who wanted to keep their 92-year-old mother connected to the outdoors, eventually growing into a nonprofit that helps seniors and people with limited mobility enjoy bike rides again. Freston says residents constantly ask when the next ride will be, and even on cold days, he still takes them for laps around the building. He says the rides may seem simple, but for many residents, they mean the world, and sometimes they completely make someone's day.
Well, that is outstanding.
Yep.
When are they going to put a little electric on that?
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
The only problem with electric is you have a tendency to go too fast.
Oh, you got to put a governor on it.
Oh, you could have put a governor.
There you go.
But that would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I'd volunteer to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything between midnight and 4 a.m.
You know, this is something that should spread. What a great feature. It's nice to be on flat ground. You don't want to do it in the hills.
No.
You go, hang on, here we go.
No, that would be...
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Electric bikes being over there, they got to put electric on that, and then you can take them on an uneven terrain.
And you know, this is what was Senior Mobility Day, Senior Workout Day today. Yeah. And you know, I see that. I look at my mom, you know, because she's in one of these facilities, and I think she would really like to go for a bike ride like that.
Well, there you go.
But they have a lot of classes and stuff. They have balance classes and exercise and limbering up classes and chair exercising. I mean, there's always something to do. Okay, what?
Are flip-flops allowed in senior citizens?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
I think that's a hazard.
Yeah.
They are banned. Besides that, if I'm in a senior living center, I don't know if I want my feet out anymore anyway.
I got a picture of me on a Honda 160, I think it is.
What? Yeah?
With my grandmother on the back.
No way.
And my grandmother had to be well in her 80s.
And you guys, I'm sure, had helmets on.
No. We were riding around, and
your grandma got on the back of a Honda.
I have it somewhere around there. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what? You guys fit the advertising slogan. I don't know if you remember from the '60s. Honda, to counter the Harley Davidson culture, said, "You meet the nicest people on a Honda."
Oh, there you go. Well, that's true.
Yes.
That was their ad.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yes.
Well, anyway, we just rode around the backyard. She kind of got a hoot out of it. So.
I bet. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Whose Honda was it?
Mine.
You had a 160?
I think it was.
That was a nice Honda.
Yeah.
What did you do with it?
I rode it.
Well, where did it go?
To work. All right, take with you Psalm 119, verse 11. Your word I have hidden in my heart. Why? That I may not sin against you. Get a scripture today, put it in your heart, maybe Psalm 23. And it'll give you a good day and stop you from doing dumb and bad things.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Having Kelly's be an automotive shop that takes care of people first is everything that you could hope it could be. Customer service and caring about others first is extremely important, and why we come here and why we keep coming here, and now why our children come here. The first experience they had with Kelly's, got in right away, took care of them, was honest with them, and they were like, I'm going nowhere else but Kelly's from here on out. And so just in one experience, you have 18-year-old kids being like, that's where I'm taking my car.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Hi, I'm the SOS Alarm guy, here to tell you about a great deal. SOS Alarm will not only beat any internet deal, but will install the system too. So burglars, beware. SOS Alarm for security and beyond.
Millions are struggling with life and their walk with God. Transformed is a groundbreaking series seen right here on the Dove TV that every week takes you behind closed doors to witness biblical counseling with real people facing real issues.
It was common to me to feel like I just wanted to escape.
It could be anxiety, depression, addictions, or other concerns. No issue is taken off the table.
To just get the pain out of my head, out of my heart.
The Bible has answers to life's problems. God's wisdom is better than man's. Lives are changed because God's hope is offered, not just treating the symptoms.
It's through the eyes of faith. Trusting what God says and being willing to obey what God says, even if it's not what you immediately feel.
Join Dr. Greg Gifford and see lives transformed from brokenness to wholeness. Mondays at 8:30 and Thursdays at 5, only on the Dove TV. Find answers to life's biggest questions with pastor and author Bayless Conley, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Dove TV.
Well, welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and I'm always delighted when we have time, and honored, quite frankly, when we have time to sit down with Dr. Tim Murphy. He is a licensed psychologist and the clinical director of the Fortis Future, which is a center focusing on the care of veterans, military, and first responders with PTSD. If you remember, Dr. Murphy was also served in the U.S. House of Representatives from the 18th Congressional District 8 times there in Pennsylvania. He's the author of a book that I think you should have in your library or at least in your office. If you manage people You need to have this book. It's an amazing resource called The Christ Cure, 10 Biblical Ways to Heal from Trauma, Tragedy, and PTSD. Very resourceful for you to have. It's available online. Dr. Murphy has a website, drtimmurphy.com, drtimmurphy.com. Dr. Murphy, it's always good to see you, friend. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Great to be with you, Perry.
You bet. Well, thank you. Listen, I want to take on the subject of mental health, and I know this is huge. I was trying to figure out how I was going to ask you the first question. Has the definition of mental health changed over the years?
Well, it's interesting that we've broadened this whole thing to talk about mental health, when we really, in many times, should be talking about mental illness. Mental illness has become a catch-all for anything of just feeling good, having a good day, dealing with a little stress at work. And those are all important part of mental health. We should be paying attention to our mental health, the same as our physical health. Mental illness, however, is really a breaking down of the system that's there. And particularly when dealing with severe mental illness like schizophrenia, bipolar illness, and severe debilitating depression, those are areas where much of that is a brain illness, because the brain itself, the structure and the architecture of the brain begins to change. And unfortunately, that's an area we're not paying as much attention to. We pay more attention to mental health, mild and moderate illnesses, and then ignore more of the serious ones that are out there.
How much has the confusing, complicated, anxious culture contributed to this?
Oh, massively. I mean, just think, if you were to count the number of times each day we're bombarded with stresses, people rushing, cutting us off in traffic, not being polite when they could be, the news clips that come out, the little ticker under the screen when you're watching a program with a list of tragedies of the moment. It's hard to escape all those. And what they do is, not only do they affect us, but they affect everyone around us. So the effect can be that what we end up is when we're under stress, or our body sees us under attack, we of course become very hypervigilant for that, because we're scanning, wow, when I'm under attack, we have all these problems. I better watch out for more problems. Then we see more and more. And then there's this move to try and escape them, which may come from healthy things like turn off the TV, put your phone away, go do something pleasant and wonderful. But other times we just get sucked into this abyss of seeking more stress because we're drawn towards that. We slow down when we see the accident on the highway. We want to hear more of the bad news because we're wired that way as a survival skill to find the problems.
Okay, I want to bring the faith component into this. I'm wondering if we, people of faith, are prepared to handle this.
Not fully, but we can do better. That is that, as you and I have talked about before, most clergy, regardless of the religion, have very little or no training at all in dealing with mental health, mental illness skill sets and counseling. They don't have that. And if people go to church for a pep talk, a rally, that's okay. Revivals are great. I love them. But if they also have to do some other work to really prepare themselves for healing. I mean, the Bible is filled with powerful messages from our Lord. I mean, he tells people all the time, hey, this isn't easy, folks. You're going to have your own cross. Pick up your own cross. This is tough. But I guarantee you, put my yoke on and not this other stuff, and you're going to do better. But I think oftentimes we leave services, okay, well, I'm just going to get in my car and go shopping now. And it takes work for that. And I think that's a message that we have to pay attention to, that faith is not a spectator sport. It's fully participating in all this and noting that we may spend more time shopping for things online than we do thinking, how am I going to save my soul? And those of other people around me to help them too. So this is an area we can certainly grow in. The
reason I brought that up, Dr. Murphy, is that I'm seeing something that's starting to concern me, and that is, I think when Christians, people of faith, get pushed into a corner, we really don't know what to do sometimes. And on the subject of counseling, now there's this criticism, whether it's biblical counseling or Christian counseling, when it comes to mental health and, stress of life. And I'm going, why are we splitting this hair? I don't know. Have you run into that?
Yeah, there's people going to criticize everything. The Christian church has been under attack for about, 2,000 years, plus or minus a couple. So get used to it.
Yeah.
And that religion overall has been under attack for thousands and thousands of years. It came when God says, okay, I'm going to give you free will. I'm going to give you some choices here, folks. Don't mess it up. And we mess it up anyways. But these criticisms of how the church is doing things, well, there's a couple parts. There's if one tries to give simplistic solutions to complex problems, Occam's razor says that can be part. Sometimes the simplest solution is the best solution, and we can make it so complex we get scared of it. And so I don't mean to say just read your Bible and all problems will go away. That's not. There's rainbows in the Bible, but that's not all it takes. It takes work. But I think when you see the pushback on some of this is in some of the woke culture. They criticize people who are religious or biblical, and I think most of that comes from not understanding it. You may have heard this phrase before. One of my favorite phrases, when people start trashing the Bible, I say, and I know where this quote came from, it's not mine, but it says, where did you get your amazing and tremendous knowledge of the Bible? Was it from reading the Bible or from not reading the Bible? And with those same things, when it comes to understanding biblical principles involved with faith, it isn't just a matter of sitting in a room with a counselor and reads passages from Ecclesiastes. Mm-hmm. It's really a matter of how we need to learn and incorporate that into our life. And I think those who are critical of it mostly have very little training and knowledge of that. So they pick on the church as a symbol because everybody likes to knock down something that's big and powerful like God.
Yeah, because part of that problem is, how can I say this, is that good psychological training, you have a PhD in it, is criticized because it's worldly, so to speak. Mm-hmm. That the faith part of the equation isn't part of your training. And I'm going, gosh, are we supposed to throw the baby out with the bathwater here because there's so much good in it?
Yeah, this is you bring up a great point that many counselors have no training at all in understanding faith principles, and yet they have some cursory awareness that it is an important part of the healing process, particularly when one's dealing with moral injury and moral trauma, or feeling disconnected with one's own family and parents, or whatever that is. A bitterness and hopelessness that lingers in our hearts has nowhere to go if you don't have some belief that there is an infinity, that there is something after all this, that has some meaning in life. And so people just say, well, I'll just find some escapes. And so a lot of psychologists are not trained in this. And it's an ongoing criticism I have. It's on our professional ethics to say we should pay attention to this, we should be aware of it. Okay, well then how about some training in that? And that's something that's really not there. I believe it's something we should feel obligated to learn more about.
We're seeing the term mental health in the news more and more today. In fact, sometimes it's post a problem. That person suffered from mental health, or that person was on the mental health scale somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering, okay, if we knew that, why didn't we do something? Or are there levels in mental health treatment that we don't do anything until they reach level 5 or something? I don't know.
Yep. That's a good way of looking. Look at those levels. Think of like cancer as, stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is terminal. And some types of mental illness reach that level, like severe schizophrenia, where over the years, untreated or cycling through, the brain the gray matter really deteriorates in the brain. Structural changes occur in the architecture of the brain, and it's harder and harder to come back. But let's look at a recent case in the news. A 21-year-old man who's known to Secret Service shows up at the White House, pulls out a gun, fires a couple rounds. About 24 or some rounds were shot by Secret Service. And the news is he was known to Secret Service and he claimed to be Jesus Christ. Must have had some mental health problems. And that's it. You can't find anything else in the news about that now. And I've done some interviews on this. It says, no, the story is not that he showed up at the White House with a gun and another time he was there and said he was Jesus. The problem really began decades before when we closed hospitals, when we said we're not going to force someone into treatment, We're not going to court order them to get care, even if they're woefully deteriorated in their brain, even if they don't understand reality, even if they don't understand they're sick. Now, he was known to authorities and he was referred for some care, but what happened? So part of the thing is he's from Maryland. And I'm just putting pieces together because this is not available in public. But Maryland just recently passed a law called assisted outpatient treatment, where a judge can order you into treatment. Oregon has a similar law, and Oregon can say not only can we order you into treatment, but we can order you in for 18 months with that. Because it takes a while for someone to get their medication, get in a routine, but you have to do several things. You make sure they get medication, get counseling, getting housing, following up with care, make sure they're not skipping their medication, see what kind of social supports are there. You really have to wrap services around someone to help them. So Maryland just passed their law a couple months ago, but they don't have the services in place yet. I think it starts to take place in July. Now, was this man ordered to stay in treatment? I suspect not. And if he had a combination of hallucinations, delusions, and some violent tendencies or persecution tendencies, shouldn't we have done something more? Yes, but we don't do that with some folks because there's people who say, well, if he doesn't want to get help, we can't make him get it. Wait a minute. If I don't wear a seatbelt, you can make me wear a seatbelt by fining me. If I don't want to drive the speed limit, you pull me over because I went too fast. But when it comes to the high risk of someone with a propensity to violence, schizophrenia, we have this belief that no one should be hospitalized against their will. And I get it. In a lot of cases, that's true. But if someone is so woefully ill that their brain doesn't recognize that they are ill and they don't, I've seen people who are in the middle of hallucinations and they say, I'm not schizophrenic. Quit calling me schizophrenic. You're the one that said you're putting these thoughts in my brain. God and the devil both live in my head, and that's what's happening. And we need to understand there's a whole other level that's out there that we're ignoring. I'm not sure if I answered your question, but that's the tangent I went off on.
But it does produce a couple other things. Are you required by law to report as a physician?
I'm required that if someone makes a threat, so if someone says, I don't like my in-laws, or I don't like this guy I work with, one of these days I'm going to punch him. Say, are you serious you're going to do that? You really should hold off on that. But if a person says, I'm so mad I'm going to kill this person, we are obligated to report that as a threat, as an active threat, which is different from someone just saying, I'm so mad I could just, because I follow up and say, are you really going to do that? And if you find that person is planning, yes, we're obligated by law to report that.
That's different than the confessional, obviously.
Very different, right. The confessional is very different. If someone's talking to clergy in a confessional state, you have to protect that. But hopefully whoever that clergy is saying, we need to get you referred for some help. But it depends what the role is of the person at the time.
One other quick question before I take a break. Is it a stigma to avoid? In other words, people may be suffering with mental conditions. They know that they're not healthy, but they don't want to be identified as such and live with that stigma. Is that a problem?
Yes, and it depends on the person's career. So, for example, a person in the military may not want to see a military counselor, if that's going into their record, and that can affect their top secret clearance, their promotions, et cetera. In the workplace, if they see someone in HR or talk with someone else, they worry what word gets out. I always tell people, what's the cost of not getting care? That can be much higher. And I tell people, don't be afraid of it. And when you're seeking a counselor, someone you are going to bare your soul to and your thoughts to, interview them. We may pay more attention when we shop for a car than someone who's there to help us repair our brain and our mind and our spirit. So the stigma can be an easy excuse, and for some cases it's like, well, I'm a man, men don't do this, or women don't do this. I say, you know what, if you're suffering and your family's suffering, it takes some courage to change. And with courage, it also takes a lot of humility. And so let's not worry about the stigma. These things are private and confidential. You're better off getting help than just holding it in and suffering.
All right, good stuff. All right, check out his book. Get a copy of it, The Christ Cure, 10 Biblical Ways to Heal from Trauma, Tragedy, and PTSD. All these things we're talking about is highlighted in this book. And check out his website, drtimmurphy.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Being in business is challenging. At Network in Action Southern Oregon, we're all about real connection and real growth. We value your time with once-a-month meetings and believe in transformational relationships rather than transactional ones. We have 3 groups in the Valley, a Christian group, a Medford group, and a Grants Pass group, all filled with amazing local professionals. Network in Action Southern Oregon, so much more than just networking. Find out more at sonetworking.com.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon. The Dove TV is pleased to announce we're now seen in the Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto area via a new full-power TV station, KEDS, seen on cable, satellite TV, and over the air. The Dove TV, encouraging and informative for the Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto area on new full-power KEDS TV.
Welcome back. Always an honor to have with us Dr. Tim Murphy, licensed psychologist, and he's the clinical director of Fortis Future, which is a center focusing on the care of veterans, military, and first responders with PTSD. He also has written a book about this, and actually it's a manual called The Christ Cure, 10 Biblical Ways to Heal from Trauma, Tragedy, and PTSD. And there's a picture of the cover of the book. He does have a website, drtimmurphy.com. Dr. Murphy, this mental health thing is so big and so vast. Let me ask you this. What do you use as a plumb line to work from? What is healthy mental health?
Well, that's an interesting question. What is truth? I've heard that somewhere before. What is truth? So we can use measures like, are you happy today? Which isn't going to work all the time because not everybody is happy all the time. It really is a measure when you're facing stresses in life, can you manage them? Can you take care of yourself? The things that are thrown at you. Now, there are certainly those things that become overwhelming for us. If we don't have a job, we don't have money, if we're hungry, we don't have a home, those are overwhelming. But even then, a person can try to function and work to deal with the stresses and problems in their life until they reach a tipping point of being overwhelmed. So that's probably the main thing. It's I like to also look at not just the absence of stress, but really flourishing. And that human flourishing is such an important concept and such an important goal. I want to not just survive, I want to thrive. So those distinctions there, we can be victims with the boulder crushing us on top of us. We can survive and say, okay, these things have happened to me. And despite that, I'm going to move on. But a person who's flourishing recognizes with all of these issues in my life, I can still flourish. I can move beyond this and really be thriving within this. That's why I always love to use the biblical example of the Apostle Paul. I mean, he had a bad day. Most days he was around, but he still flourished because he stayed focused on, hey, this is temporary, folks. We're going to trudge our way through this. My stripes, my pains give me meaning in life. I can find purpose in those. But when we don't have a sense of purpose, we flounder around, we struggle, and that's a problem for us. So it really is the flourishing is the higher level, the thriving is the higher level, getting by is okay, but I think most people have a hard time getting beyond just surviving and getting up to that flourishing aspect.
Sounds like the death of tenacity.
Well, Yeah, do we value that anymore? Do we teach that to kids anymore? We usually rush in real quick instead of letting them fail. There's a great thing that comes when you're riding your bicycle, you fall off, you skin your knees. A great lesson I learned in life is where I grew up in Ohio. It was a former farm, and when they tore the barn down, well, they just tore it down, and they were sure there was nails and boards all over the place. And my father would always say, don't go out there in your bare feet. You're going to get a nail stuck in your foot, and you're going to come crying to me. And usually once a year, someone got a nail stuck in their foot, an old rusty roofing tech. And I remember him pulling it out of my foot, and it hurt. But you learn a lesson from that, and you learn to wear shoes. But it's also, I'm not saying we should have kids suffer like that, but we sometimes protect them so much with lawnmower parents or bulldozer parents. We yell at the teacher when the child is the one that's to blame. If it's a sloppy report or sloppy work, pull it together.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple other points here. I've often said on the air, dealing with some of the things that we talk about in our culture, especially in the area of politics, you can't make sense of nonsense. But when you're sitting down with somebody who is suffering mentally, emotionally, it requires something that most of us don't have: patience. What can you tell us, maybe even biblically, to relax? You're not going to fix somebody on the first session, and you're not going to tell them to snap out of it. It really takes an authentic relationship that they can trust to work themselves out of this, and that takes time.
It does take time, and one has to understand that when someone's struggling, you're not just talking to them, you're talking to their illness. You're talking to someone who is, the words they say, the tensions they have, the struggles they have along the way are an important part. And so that patience is a patience that comes with understanding and humility. I mean, I've had clients, and heck, we've had family members, right, that get mad at us one day and take it out on us. And then we can fight back right away and say, oh, you're terrible. You shouldn't be talking to me. You're mean. You're awful. Or you can say, like, this person's had a really bad day. They've had a really tough time. And so I'll listen for a while, help them calm, work through that. But that takes tremendous patience. That comes with a lot of understanding. Biblically, a phrase that we oftentimes don't understand its origins of. So remember, Jesus is on the cross, and he says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And some people misinterpret that and say, oh, there's Jesus. He's given up. He thinks God's not going to be there for him. He's not really divine. He's quitting. But that's not what that is. If I were to tell you the first line of a song, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, you would know the next line. You could say the whole poem, right? Mm-hmm. Because the psalm, when people were called psalms, they would know the first line and know all the rest. And that wasn't just a phrase that Jesus was saying, I'm giving up. But that was a Jewish poem, the Psalm 22, that many times they would recite when they're at the end of their life. And what it ends with is, for the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. All they that be fat upon earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow down before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. A seed shall serve him. It shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he hath done this. Wow. So it really isn't a psalm about giving up. It's a psalm about humility and understanding that this is completed. This is what was supposed to, the purpose of the crucifixion is all there. We can misinterpret it. And so when we're talking to someone who's struggling, who says, God's given up on me, he's quit. And even Jesus said that too. He says, no, read the whole psalm, because it ends with a great hopeful note that this is a purpose. There's a purpose in this. And we understand our role in this and our role in suffering. Without that, we struggle with that. So some aspects there.
That's beautifully said. My last question before we run out of time. What can you say to all of us to encourage good, healthy mental health?
Family is an important part. Friendships and love is an important part. We were told, again, to love one another and treat one another kindly and with humility. So that means when you're with the family, focus on the family. Stay in that moment. Put away all those distractions. The cell phone so much of that is the work of the devil, what comes through this and those things too. When you're with a child, be with a child. When you're with your spouse, be with your spouse. Set aside time. Make time every day for them. That's an important thing. Don't be distracted and pulled away. And understand that you are never, ever alone. One of the great problems out there is people feel very lonely. They feel abandoned. They feel alone. And it's important we continue to understand we're not orphans. God has never forsaken us. He will never abandon us. But we need to renew that on our own side too and appreciate that we are there, we're part of this, and there is hope. Even when we don't see hope, there's lots of hope. It is there on a close horizon or far away, but we stay focused on that and we can heal.
All right, check out Dr. Tim Murphy's website, drtimmurphy.com, and there's a picture. There's the cover of the book there, The Christ Cure, and extremely resourceful. Check it out. Get a copy of it. Put it next to your desk there so you have it. Called The Christ Cure: 10 Biblical Ways to Heal from Trauma, Tragedy, and PTSD. Thank you, Dr. Murphy. You're a blessing. Thank you, my friend. God bless you, and hang in there, buddy.
Thank you. We'll keep trying.
Okay.
God bless.
Okay.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Tackling the tough issues facing America and our nation's freedom. That's Sekalo on the Dove TV.
DAs around the country finding who they want to prosecute and then determining what crime they could charge them with.
You can't believe this is the country we're living in, that this is happening.
A bold half hour hosted by ACLJ's Jordan and Logan Sekalo, taking you inside the battle of constitutional and political freedom, discussing issues that matter to you and your family.
This is just not the right precedent we want to be setting, even if we don't like Donald Trump.
This is just all-out chaos, and that's what could happen very soon.
Watch Sekalo for issues that matter to you, addressing the problems of Christian rights in the workplace, school, the marketplace, and protecting human life.
I hope this doesn't have to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Be in the know with Sekalo. Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday only on the Dove TV. Once again, our very own Dove TV was recognized for excellence by the National Religious Broadcasters with the prestigious Station of the Year Award for 2026.
And this year's recipient of TV Station of the Year Award is Dove TV.
This makes 9 times the Dove has been honored by our peers with this celebrated national award. We're grateful, and another reason to stay encouraged and informed by watching and supporting the Dove TV.
Okay, welcome back. And for those of you who have been emailing me, where's Dan? Where's Dan? Well, he's here. We finally got him back. Dan Perkins is with us, political commentator, host of What's on My Mind podcast, and the author of a brand new book, The Democratic Murder of America, Demagoguery in the First Degree. Wow. There's a picture of the cover of the book right there. And he has a couple of places you can go here. Murder of America. And .com, that's the book site, and then his own personal website, danperkins.guru. So a lot going on. Wow. There it is. The Democratic Murder of America. Check it out. Dan, congratulations. Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I'm really excited. This is out of 10 books, this is the first nonfiction book I've ever written.
Well, it's about time.
And yeah, I'm sorry?
I said it's about time.
One of my publicists said, I've been trying to get you for 10 years to write something other than fiction.
Yeah.
But it's the more we got into it, the more we sourced it and got all the references. It really is. It's a history of violence in the Democratic Party from 1822 when it was founded.
Okay, so what motivated you to go down this road? We talk a lot about this, but this is really pinpointing it. What caused you to do this?
That's a great question. I did an interview with my co-author, Sheriff Mack, some time ago, and we were talking about what was going on in the country. He's a retired sheriff. He's the head of the Constitutional Police Officers Association, of anybody who's in law enforcement. And it's a pretty good sized organization. And I said, I'd like to talk to you about an idea that been rolling around in my brain. I looked at what was going on, and I looked back in 2020 when we had the riots, and mayors in Democratic cities were saying to the police, stand down, let them burn the city down. And I began to, it just kind of bothered me that the Democrats never talk about violence, and when the Republicans do, they get accused of being racist or homophobic or white supremacist or whatever. And the news media always seems to follow the Democratic line. So I began to look at things, and I started when the party was founded, and I looked early on. They were not in favor of leaving England. They were supporters of the king in the South, and when it came time to deal with slavery, they were obviously very pro-slavery, anti-slavery, and that's why they succeeded. But that was the beginning of violence in the Democratic Party, with the formation of the Ku Klux Klan and then the Jim Crow laws that were in effect until 1950, which surprised me that they had been in the news that long. And then I began to look at the various congressmen and senators who were members of the Klan and were fighting against civil rights. And it just kind of dawned on me that something's not right in this picture. And I called the sheriff and I said, I want to write this book. I've never written a nonfiction book before, but I think there's a great story, terrible story, that we need to help people. And I tell you, Perry, people who have read the manuscript, there is a common theme that with everybody who's read it. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay.
And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to do two things here. One, we're trying to educate America about violence in the Democratic Party. And before you walk in that voting booth in November, you're going to think about what you've read. The second part of this book, which is I'm really excited about, is that I believe we have a catalyst here to reawaken what I call the silent majority, which we've heard before. We've entered into a relationship with the news network of Your News, and they're going to they are already creating an organization, a person called a citizen journalist. And in the last part of the book, we teach them how to be a sort of citizen journalist by giving them two questions and a lot of background information about how to ask the question. And we're looking for 435 people who are interested in patriotism and getting the truth out. They will have their own individual website on Your News. And as they challenge the candidates, Democrat, Republican, with our questions, they will be able to post them, and the world will be able to see what the candidates are saying about two very important questions. So we're teaching people, we're making people feel comfortable that they do have a right to have an opinion without being criticized or attacked or abused. And it just, if I want to, you being a Christian broadcaster, I think this is important. If I could just have about a minute. There's somebody that you should admire and you should learn more about. His name was Ezra Sampson. He was a patriot in Plymouth, Massachusetts. He was a reverend in the American Congregational Church, and he was a chaplain during the Revolutionary War. From the sermon, from the pulpit in 1805, let me say that again, 1805, over 220 years ago, he said this: if the sources of public information should be corrupted, if newspapers should become vehicles of falsehood and slander, if education of our children and youth should be neglected, if there should be a general deprivation of morals, if patriotism itself should become a byword by reason of the conduct of the hypocritical professions, it should be the state of it could be the state of things. It would be too seriously to have this happen and ruin our country.
Wow.
That was 220 years ago. A Protestant minister from the pulpit warned the country of what could come. And if you look at that, and you can find it, Ezra Sampson, Sampson. He's in the book. But if you wanted to find it on your own, what an inspiration and what a visionary this man was of what some of the costs might be in this democratic society, which is not a democratic country. We are a republic, and we talk about that time and time again. So it's really an education. It's a history of violence. It's also a history of the Democratic Party and the history of America.
Congratulations. Available through the website or online yet?
Yes, it's through the website. We really pushed. So we brought out an ebook first, which is available on the website which you gave. Then I'm working on an audio book, and we're working with the printer to bring out the printed copy sometime in late June. All of this to try and get it out and start talking about it before the midterm elections.
All right, murderofamerica.com is the website, murderofamerica.com. So, Dan, I'm just kind of curious, was the title intentionally provocative?
Absolutely. As is the picture. I had people say when they saw the cover of the book, they said, I can't imagine anybody could not stop and look after seeing that picture on the cover of the book and say, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
And one of my publicists tells me that she's taking the book to the National Association of Broadcasters Convention, in February, to help promote it.
Well, congratulations again. I think there's something we've learned in our discussion, and obviously you're uncovering it in this book. The Democrats get an A+ and blaming us for what they're doing.
You know, all of the modus operandi of the Democratic Party when they started down this path of violence is that they convinced other people to be their executors.
Right.
And so they got the Ku Klux Klan or Antifa or Black Lives Matter or hundreds of other organizations who were their surrogates. They were not aligned with the Democratic Party, but supported a Democratic philosophy. In the book, we make the accusation, Perry, that all changed when Joe Biden came in. When he opened up the border to bring in millions of people and hundreds of thousands of criminals, and people were murdered, women were raped, and girls were raped, and intimidation, all this happened under Joe Biden's watch. It was the Republican Party who has been fighting against what he did, but it's the Democratic Party who passed the legislation, who enforced the laws and didn't enforce the laws. They became now their own surrogates in the Biden administration and cost tens of thousands of Americans to die.
Wow. All right, let me shift gears a little bit here before we run out of time. Last night was a huge night in midterm elections, Texas being the big one. And here you
Yes,
have.
sir.
This is pretty remarkable where you got Paxton taking out Cornyn 63 to 37. I mean, they called it within 60 seconds of the closing of the polls. I've never seen a
out there, huh?
Well, I mean, he's been in Congress for decades. You kind of wonder what happened here. And I realized the president didn't endorse Paxton until about 3 weeks ago. So a combination of things here. What's your take?
My take is the Democrats have put themselves in a position to believe their press clippings. They believe that they can win the midterm elections and turn the House into an impeachment mode for Donald Trump. However, what we have seen from senators to congressmen to state legislators across the country, everybody so far that was endorsed by Donald Trump won. What they don't understand is that the American people do agree with what he's doing. And whether the news media is trying to tell people that it's not right, or the war is going the wrong way, or all these things, the American people are not buying it. And when Donald Trump says, I think we need to replace some of these Republicans in the Senate who voted against me, voted to impeach me, or voted against my policies to make America great again, we need to be primaried out. And that's what's happening. And the Democrats don't know what to do. On top of that, we have redistricting, and especially the elimination of black districts. There are some people, Perry, that say that single Supreme Court decision may switch 40 to 45 Democratic House seats from Democrat to Republican because of the change. So what's happening is that Donald Trump is continuing to fight. He's continuing to do things. He's supporting candidates. He's getting the law changed. He's getting the court to consider things, and they're going, in most cases, his way. And all of this, and the Democrats are getting more and more violent. And this is a prediction I made some time ago. If the Democrats do not get control of the House, they will implode. They will become even more violent in the country.
Okay, so the president is now 9 for 9 in his endorsements. We've never seen a sitting president go after sitting Republican incumbents and going for their challengers like he is. He got rid of Massey. It looks like Dan Goldman is in trouble, who is an impeachment pusher. And the list goes on and on. Something is happening, and I think we need to understand it. Right now, it's in the press, it's the Democrats against Trump. But we have to understand the citizens are making these changes. The citizens are voting.
Yes. Would you tell me in the Texas primary, was it 63 to 30 something?
Yeah, it was 63 to 37.
That's not close.
Not even close.
And so you could say if it was really close, Trump made a difference. But what happened when you got 63 to 37, the people in Texas who voted made the difference, not Donald Trump. He brought it to their attention. They understood it. They believed what he was saying. They looked at Cornyn's record, and they agreed with the president, and he was out.
Well, Cornyn did a couple things that really got him in trouble. He was against the president closing the border, and he's against the SAFE Act. And he's a Texan, okay? And Paxton made a line yesterday in his speech was really good. He said, the Senate seat from Texas doesn't belong to Washington, it belongs to Texas.
Absolutely.
I mean, he flipped the whole purpose of public service back where it should be.
Yeah. You go to California, go to the mayor's race in Los Angeles. They had a debate. The Democratic candidate wiped the floor with the women who were, including the mayor, so badly that the Democrats canceled any future debates. They don't want to go up against this guy because he screamed after that debate, and they knew they were in trouble. So the only way they can try and stop it is they've got to stop the open sharing of information and beliefs. And that's what transparency is about, Perry. That's what Donald Trump has been talking about, is transparency. And when we say that Cornyn did all the things that you mentioned, how he can call himself a Republican and why Republicans should reelect him was the question that Donald Trump was asking. And the Texas people listened to what the president said, weighed what he said, then looked at it and concluded that Cornyn had to go.
All right, let me take a quick break. Let me share to our viewers and listeners a couple of things. Dan's new book, you can go to murderofamerica.com. That's the landing page for the book. The book is entitled The Democratic Murder of America, Demagoguery in the First Degree. And there's a picture of the landing page. And check it out, and then get ready for the hardcover coming out. And then Dan also has a personal website, danperkins.guru. We'll be right back.
Sweet Tea Express, we've got you covered. Order at the counter and our friendly service staff will do the rest. Breakfast served daily until 2 p.m. Breakfast burritos, biscuits and gravy, skillets, omelets, and more. Sweet Tea Express. Don't get caught hungry.
Sometimes we're the hardest on ourselves. We replay our mistakes, carry guilt, expect perfection. But God's grace isn't like that, and He's extending an invitation to you today to receive that grace. His mercies are new every morning, and that includes for you too. So, get rid of that inner critic and just feel God's grace. He's renewing your love and letting you shine through it.
The Life Essentials Interactive Study Bible by Dr. Gene Getz. The first ever multimedia study Bible with QR codes enabling you to view 1,500 videos. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, or computer with Gene Getz teaching Principles to Live By from every book of Scripture. 250 hours of in-depth teaching. Gene Getz has over 60 years of Bible teaching and is a renowned theologian. The Life Essentials Bible is a seminary in a box. Read, watch, apply. Get yours today for your own spiritual growth or as a gift that will minister greatly to your family and friends. Purchase your copy of the Life Essentials Study Bible at Christian bookstores or go to their website, BiblePrinciples.org. and click on Video Search, where you can access all the principles for free. Take your faith deeper. Get your Life Essentials. Study Bible today at Christian bookstores or BiblePrinciples.org.
All right, welcome back. Been a while, but delighted to have back with us Dan Perkins. And here to let you know his book is finally out called The Democratic Murder of America. That's a strong title. And demagoguery in the first degree. It does have a website, murderofamerica.com. Murderofamerica.com. Dan, in your history.
You have to know something, Perry. It had a previous title.
Oh, that was?
Democrats are killing Americans.
Oh. Yeah, well, that would have been a little tough to swallow. All right, so let me, to this point, I mean, this title is very provocative. And you uncover the fact that the Democrats have turned to violence.
Absolutely.
Now, if we're not careful.
Right now, Hakeem Jeffrey's brother is a professor, and he's talking about we need to go to the streets. Hakeem follows it by saying, quote, we must use all means available to stop this.
Okay. So how are peaceful citizens to respond?
How should they what? I'm sorry?
How should we peaceful citizens respond to this?
The first thing we have to, and this is really important. The Democratic Party has for centuries tried to control speech and control people, because if you can control speech and people, then you can get control of the government and you get done what you want. We have to understand the Democratic Party doesn't care a whit about us. They're looking at what can they do to gain control. Mm-hmm. That's why when we talked in the last segment, I talked about citizen journalists. We have created a platform where people can go to it and report and or read about what's going on from firsthand accounts of people who are in the trenches. I think if we can get America back to talking about the issues and do it in a safe way that they don't have to feel intimidated by the Democratic Party, that's how we do it. We look for opportunities, whether it's Republican Party conventions or meetings or whatever it is. Citizen journalists is another one. Look at the opportunities of where we can re-engage to save our country. because it's going to take us, the American voter, to re-engage to save our country.
So, do you sense, do you think it's imploding on the Democrats? Is it falling apart and it's even making it worse? They're losing and they know it.
Yes, I believe in their heart of hearts they know that they're losing. And I have grave concerns, and I've said this many times. I have grave concerns. They have invested so much in trying to convince us through their partners in the media that Mr. Trump is no longer carries any influence and that the Democrats are going to take control of the House. If they don't, I don't care whether they lose it by 1, but if they lose it by 40 or 50, the more the better. I think that we're going to see the Democratic Party infighting between the far left, the middle, and the right be so vicious. And this is terrible to say it this way, Perry, but I see fights where people are going to die.
Okay. Given what's happening. That's all right. That's where you're Dan and I'm not. So
I can get away with it. You can't, huh?
That's okay. Leaving, if we could, and I guess we can't. We can't necessarily leave the war with Iran out of the equation and high gas prices. But how do you think the midterms are shaping up after what happened last night in Texas?
Democrats have made a huge, huge bet on the concept of it costs too much to live in America anymore, and that they have to do something to bring down prices. They have absolutely focused this whole argument on the price of gasoline at the pump as a result of the war in Iran. Now, it was down at one point this morning, it was down to $88 a barrel. I've looked at the charts, and we are very, very close to a triple bottom, which could mean the momentum is going further south. And while I'm trying not to predict, the charts would indicate that the next major area of support is $63 a barrel. You could see, Donald Trump could be absolutely correct, you could see a crash in the oil markets maybe before midsummer. Now, if you take away the oil story and the prices of the gasoline at the pump and prices start to fall because now gasoline can be more affordable, what do they have left to talk about, Perry?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
They have no policies, nothing to turn the economy around other than to deal with prices. Okay. And they're creating a situation where as Mark Twain said, if you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you do is stop digging.
Right.
And the Democrats have not stopped. They're continuing to dig deeper and deeper and deeper, and they'll never get out of the hole.
Okay.
And I think that if we get gas prices on a national average around $3 to $3.50, the Democrats are in serious trouble.
Okay, to that point, the president's running out of time here. Can we afford to go into another multi-week conflict, which may be inevitable? And can he get out of that before the 4th of July, the 250th birthday, and all that celebration to bring those oil prices down by August to impact the election by November?
Yes, I think there is time because gas prices can fall rapidly as the price of crude oil falls. But I think you're raising an extremely important point. My concern, and I'm not disagreeing with you, sir, I'm just having a different viewpoint. My concern is not the price of gasoline. My concern is whatever agreement is reached between the Iranian government and the United States, Israel, and the Middle Eastern nations. Mm. Will they do what they're saying they do when they sign a piece of paper? Remember, when a Muslim negotiates with an infidel, they don't have to do anything they say. So I'm very concerned that they'll try and capitulate. They'll say they'll capitulate to open up the Straits of Hormuz so that freight can go through, and they'll turn over their uranium. except they won't turn over the uranium. And now what do we do as a world?
Well, I think
so I think that they're playing a very close game. But the strategy, Perry, and I started this concept several weeks ago, and other people have now picked it up. Don't send 500 planes in the air. Say to Mr. Trump is to say to the Iranian people, tomorrow night we're going to take out the first power plant. And then you'll have 24 hours to decide whether you want to come to the table and bargain seriously. Or if you don't, then the next night we'll take out a bridge. And I want them to see them take them out one at a time, because I believe they will build more pressure on the Iranian people and on the Iranian government, while at the same time they have to begin to deal with IRC and start taking out more of that leadership. So I don't think sending out a bunch of planes and rockets and all that stuff is what we need to do in the next strategy. We need to start picking targets, and little drops of water on stones create little grains of sand. I think things will get more and more terrifying for the people, and they'll have to react.
Okay, I'm out of time, but let me just say that I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree with it. At the end of the day, the goal is no nukes, and you can't leave that regime in place and some uranium in place. That would be a failure. So somewhere along the line, there's going to have to be a pretty aggressive neutralization, or this thing is just going to drag on forever.
Right, and that's what the Iranians want. They want it to drag on. They don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have to force them. But there's two ways to do it. You either do massive attack, or you take my approach and start knocking off pieces at a time that impacts the government and the people.
Got to go, buddy. Congratulations. The book is entitled The Democratic Murder of America, Demagoguery in the First Degree. Only Dan Perkins can come up with that. Murderofamerica.com is the website. danperkins.guru is the other website. Check it out. There's a picture of that landing page. Congratulations, buddy. Can't wait to talk more about it. And stay in the fight. We need you.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegateRV.com.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful. It's one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your lifetime. That's why it's important to work with someone you trust, someone who has the right experience and knowledge of the market.
Hi, we're Patrick and Paulina Lizer with Lizer Real Estate Group.
And whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, our mission is to take the stress out of the transaction and make it as seamless and rewarding as possible.
Contact us today. We look forward to working with you.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary, sunlit interiors meet old-world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site, in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare, where your loved one can spend the day with us, and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living. Your home.
The Legacy Luncheon, hosted by theDove and Youth 715. Tuesday, June 2nd, 12 to 2 at theDove Studios.
Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
And good morning to you. Happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the day after the second Monday.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, there we go. Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove, where everything that happens here can be taken to the court to be debated.
We're the opposite of Las Vegas. What happened here doesn't stay here.
Doesn't stay here.
Yeah.
It's broadcast all over the place.
That's right.
It's heavily debated.
Sometimes we wish it would stay here, but that's a different story.
Anyway, Jerry's here. That's all that counts.
Good morning
to you. Happy Wednesday. You doing all right?
Yeah. Yep.
Enjoying this rain?
Oh boy, am I. How about you?
Oh. God, this is an answer to prayer.
It is.
We needed this, and we need more of it.
Yep.
But it is helping calm the fire problems down.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the runoff's been pretty good. I mean, if you look at some of these creeks that, it's raining really hard right now.
Right now, yeah.
We have an irrigation ditch, and in front down by our place.
Yeah.
And I go by there, and all of a sudden the water was really running yesterday, and I know they're not letting out anymore.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Right. Good things all the way around. So thank you, Lord, for the rain.
There it is.
There it is.
Amen. I love it. Yeah. It's a tough day to wear flip-flops because it is National Flip-Flop Day. It's one of your favorite modes of footwear. I know.
There's a few things in life. This is one of them.
You don't want that thing between your toes, do you?
No. They are the most dangerous shoe on earth.
And still one of the oldest means of footwear ever.
Yeah,
I mean, that goes all the thousands of years.
Fashionable.
Now they're fashionable.
They come with diamonds on them.
But yeah, that is true. But are they legal to drive with?
Are they?
Yeah, they are.
They shouldn't be.
But let's move on. It's National Senior Health and Fitness Day. On the last Wednesday of May each year, approximately 100,000 senior adults will participate in activities across the U.S. for National Senior Health and Fitness Day. I never saw the ad for this. It says, hey, come and join in with 100,000 senior adults. But I have a feeling that there are way more than that every single day who are really tending to their state of physical well-being.
Well, it's what you value.
Yeah.
As I often say, keep moving.
That's right.
Keep moving.
Use it or lose it, baby. That's the way it works.
Get out of bed. People die in there.
Yeah, people die there. Yeah, enjoy a grape. It's National Grape Day. And, of course, there's a very